following is a presentation of 2 Sports, the leader in local sports coverage.
Bethlehem Area School District Stadium site this afternoon to Lehigh Valley Conference football. It's the Battle of the Public Schools, featuring once beaten Liberty High School taking on Freedom. They've been defeated on 2 occasions this year. And a very pleasant good afternoon to all of you watching at home on Service Electric Cable Television. Mike Zambelli, joined by Jim Wills for this very special meeting between these 2 schools. We've learned a couple of things, a lot of things actually, between last night and today. Bottom line this afternoon for Freedom, they must win this football game in order to get in to the sub-regional playoffs. For Liberty, they need a victory to advance as high as 3, or they might have to play on the road. Jim, we take a look at Jason Roeder in his 3rd year, obviously his biggest football game that he'll coach in as the head coach of the Patriots. If they get in, they'll be the number 6 seed. That speaks for itself. With that being said, what do they have to do here this afternoon in order to be successful?
Well, I think they got to really play their game, Mike. They got to tackle well. They got to execute their offense. Their offense is led by a great player in Joe Weaver at the quarterback position. He's passed for over 1,300 yards this season. I think he's going to be the one that's going to be the key to charge him down the field. He led them to that victory over Bethlehem Catholic, which has put him in this position today to be successful.
Well, for Tim Muntzman, they're the 2-time defending champs. In order to get a home playoff game, they need to win here this afternoon, which would, I think, move them up to number 3. Tim Muntzman's done a marvelous job with his program. They have every reason to play well here this afternoon. One of the guys who's obviously had another great season for them will be a key this afternoon, is Akeem Smith.
Yeah, he's doing a great job all year, both offensively and defensively. Offensively, running for over 700 yards this year. Defensively, he's been a terror, and that's the thing. He's coming off that defensive side of the ball and really putting a stick on people. That's where he's made his name in the last couple of weeks, especially last week against Easton. So he's going to be a big one to look at here, Mike, and they got to contain him in that Freedom defense, or it's going to be a long afternoon for them.
Jim, you're a teacher in this school district. This is the biggest meeting ever between Freedom and Liberty.
Oh, this means so much for both squads. I mean, you don't want to be the team that loses to Freedom and lets them get in. You don't want to be the team that Freedom has right now and be the one to not get in, because it's so many opportunities for them after what a great season they've had. So it's a great thing for the city, a great crowd here today. Expect a great ball game.
Apologize for those of you listening at home. I'm obviously playing a little hurt here this afternoon, but this is a great football game. We'll kick it off after this timeout.
Gotta give 110%. Leave it all out there. Work as hard as you can.
Now in his 4th season with Schuylkill Valley Sports, Ryan exemplifies the true meaning of preparation, proving that the right equipment and apparel from the right store makes you a game day hero.
Are you ready to give everything you got? Yeah!
Get ready for back to school in the fall sports season with all the top brands. With Schuylkill Valley Sports' amazing selection of licensed product. Ryan's getting ready. Are you?
Hey, everyone knows about Phillipsburg Easton Honda. We treat you right and make sure you get the right car at the right price. But did you hear about the Phillipsburg Easton Honda Edge? You get free service loaner cards, a $500 coupon book, and lots of other great stuff from Phillipsburg Easton Honda. And right now, to make room for construction crews, grab these great savings.
Drive the redesigned 08 Accord sedan for only $199 a month, or buy the 38 MPG Honda Fit for only $13,950.
Visit us on Route 22 across from the Phillipsburg Mall, or check us out at phillipsburgeastonhonda.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles!
Overhead Door Company makes the original overhead door, the people who install and service them take them pretty seriously. Call or log on for the overhead door dealer nearest you.
We welcome you back to Bethel Area School District Stadium here this afternoon for the 40th meeting between Liberty and Freedom. And before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to not subject you to my punishment. Kyle Berger was here earlier today, and he's roaming the sideline. I'm going to turn it over to Kyle Berger. Kyle, enjoy the game. It's a great afternoon here. You and Jim will do a good job. I'll be your guy here today. I'll just spot for you this afternoon. I can't subject our listeners to my voice here this afternoon, so have fun.
All right, thanks, Mike. And, yeah, who knew? I'd show up to a ball game, and here we are. And, boy, it's a good one. Liberty and Freedom and both the marching bands out on the field right now. You see the stands. They're just packed. There is not anybody in Bethlehem that's not at this game right now. This is a 40th meeting between Liberty and Freedom. Liberty has the edge all time, 25-14. Last year, the Canes won it 48-14. Freedom last won this game by shutout in 2002 by a count of 24-0. So that's a little bit of the series history. But the big part of this game, Jim, is the pageantry, and we're seeing it all right now.
Yeah, it is. And you see the bands, you see the amount of people here. And as we were talking about that game from last year, that was 14-14 at halftime in a game that Freedom really had no chance of being in. But the rivalry makes it that way.
Let's take a look at what happened last night as we get set for the final day of the regular season. And Parkland making a statement against Whitehall, 31-0. Emmaus 14, Central Catholic 7, Easton 28, Becca 24, and Northampton over Nazareth by a count of 35-14. Parkland then becomes the 2007 LVC champions. A combined version of our national anthem from the Freedom High School Marching Band as well as the Grenadier Band from Liberty High School. Let's take a look at all the permutations here with a Liberty win and a Freedom win. And Jim, this game will decide whether or not Freedom's in the postseason.
Now, there's a couple of things that are constant, and that's the fact that Parkland's in, Liberty's in, Hazleton, Wyoming Valley West. The thing may change as you look down at the bottom. If Freedom wins, you're going to have Parkland playing in Stroudsburg South, Hazleton, and Easton will be playing Freedom at Wyoming Valley West and Delaware Valley at Liberty. So the thing of it is, if you're a big Emmaus fan, you want Liberty to win today. That's a big thing that's going to play into your part. The other thing is, if you're looking at some other scenarios, look at everything that could happen there. Points are going to be put on the table today for both Liberty and Freedom, so you're going to see what happens there if each team wins.
So Liberty, a chance to get as high as the number 2 seed. They're in no matter what, but they'd love to have home field for at least the first 2 rounds of the PIAA District 2, 4, and 11 postseason. Now, looking at recent history for Liberty this season, they are coming in off of back-to-back shutouts, beating Nazareth and Easton by a combined 70-0, 49-0 over Nazareth, 21-0 over Easton, and a win over Becca at the beginning of October, 28-14. This game would decide the series in the city if Liberty wins it. Let's head down to Regina Potocny on the sideline. Reg, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Kyle, down here. It's great to have you with us today, and Jim as well. Obviously, it's a great day for football. It can't get any better, this rivalry. It means something this year. Talking with both coaches this week, Coach Schroeder told me, it's all for us execution. Like Jim mentioned in the open, they need to get their drives. They need to be consistent, and he also said it's about playing a full 4 quarters. Well, Coach Monsman told me, last year Freedom chewed up the clock. We have to not allow them to do that this year. We need to contain our drives, and that's going to be in the hands of Akeem Smith with today.
Thanks a lot, Regina. And Liberty has played in the Eastern Final the last 2 seasons and gotten out to the state championship game as well. So this is a game that they'll be ready for. They've had that big game experience over the years, and Freedom put in the must-win situation here to get into the postseason. How much of a factor do you think that is today, Jim?
Well, I think that Freedom's done an excellent job. They've gotten better every week, and that's what Coach Roeder's wanted to have happen. Every week they make more and more progress. They had a huge win a couple weeks ago against Becca in overtime. That I think really catapulted them into this position now, thinking that they can win, and they can win any week that they come on the field. And that's been the thing that's been a problem with Freedom over the years. They took those really good starts, came back with those bad plays down the stretch. But this year, this guy has him going. Jason Roeder has them really going in the right direction as far as that goes. And I agree with you what you said about Liberty. Liberty's been in these big games. The question is, can they take that big game experience and put it together? They've had their troubles during the season. They've had some situations where they weren't mentally tough. I think if they come out and play the way they played against Whitehall defensively, it's going to be a tough afternoon for Freedom, but that's yet to be determined.
Well, you think Coach Roeder's fired up for this game? Looking at him roaming on the sidelines as the Patriots finish their stretches before this ball game, and he has really turned this program around, as you said, Jim, and this might be the biggest game of his career coaching. And there's Tim Muntzman in his 8th season here at Liberty, 2 trips to the state title game. They've come up empty-handed, but have a chance today to solidify their position in the postseason. 65-29, his career record. Freedom this season stands at 7-2 rather coming into the game. Liberty 8-1. Freedom 6-2 in the league. Liberty 7-1. We will take a look at those standings right now. You see Parkland, the top dog. They have clinched that top spot in the top part of the district, 11-2-4 sub-regional.
Now for our opening kickoff, sponsored by Kleckner & Sons Appliances, the leader in sales and service for over 62 years. If a touchdown is scored during the kickoff, a name will be drawn and the winner will receive a $150 gift certificate to Kleckner & Sons Appliances. For your chance to win, visit Kleckner & Sons Appliances in Whitehall or Emmaus. No purchase is necessary.
Liberty is the home team in this contest. They're wearing the dark blue jerseys with the blue helmets, red trim, white numbers, and Freedom, the road team, with the white jerseys and those dark numbers with the gold helmets. So that is how we will look at these two teams today, Liberty and Freedom, in the Battle of Bethlehem here at Frank Benko Field. Glad you could join us today on 2 Sports. Kyle Berger pinch hitting for Mike Zambelli, and Jim Wills with us as well. Regina Potocny down on the sidelines as the captains come out for the coin toss. And here are the officials in this ballgame, led by the referee Jim Haney, Ozzie Briner, the umpire, Dennis Rarig, the line judge, Mark Berner, the head linesman, and Rob Andrews is the back judge. We'll listen in.
Blue wins the toss, defers. Okay, you're going to receive at this end. Put your back over there. Freedom receives. Liberty defends. Let's go.
So we will see Freedom go on offense first. And for Freedom, their leading rusher, Isaiah Wright. But you start with the quarterback when you're talking about Freedom, Jim. Joe Weaver leading the area coming into this week, 1,372 yards passing this season.
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's 72 for 136, 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Done an outstanding job. Last week was 4 for 9 for 60 yards and 5 for 18 yards rushing. He does it all for the Patriots at the quarterback position.
So we are just about set to get things started here in a packed house at Frank Benko Field.
You see Rocky Sawyer teeing the ball up for the Liberty Hurricanes, who have elected to defer, take the ball in the second half. There you take a look at Joe Weaver on the sidelines. Confident young man. As I said, he's the one that ran the bootleg in for that touchdown against Becca that's really catapulted them into this position right now. And if they win today, they would be in the district playoffs.
So going back deep to receive the opening kickoff, it will be Logan Davis along with Yusuf Reddick and Deshaun Serrano for Freedom.
Reddick and Serrano, very, very dangerous in special teams play this year. Have done an outstanding job for the Patriots all season long in getting them good field position to start the ball games.
Benko Field rocking as we get set for the opening kickoff. Rocky Sawyer is going to put his right leg into it, and we are underway. And it is a squib kick coming down to the 18-yard line. There is Davis. And Davis met immediately, lost the football. Let's see who got it.
That was number 15, Chris Cann, on the tackle, but the ball goes back to the Patriots.
Recovered by Isaiah Wright, so 1st and 10 for Freedom. Chris Cann on the tackle and also forced the fumble.
And you take a look at the coaching staff, led by Tim Monsman on the sidelines there. You know, they're starting off on the defensive end. You're going to see Brendan Beal, one of the finest prospects in the state of Pennsylvania, signed with the University of Florida just last week. Announced he will attend the University of Florida. Was signed when the National Signing Letter of Intent Day happens in February, but he's a good one in the middle.
Weaver has completed 52% of the passes he has thrown this year. And on 1st and 10 from the 18, first play of the ball game will be a run for Isaiah Wright, and Wright has the corner and is going to get a first down on the game's first play as he will pick up close to 12 yards. Justin Rivera on the stop.
Well, the thing that's going to be a problem here for the Hurricanes is Braxton Isaac, number 83, has a big cast on his hand, broken hand from the Easton game. He's at that left defensive end. That's going to be a problem for Liberty this afternoon because he can't get out there and get the grasp he usually gets. That time Wright got out of his grasp to get that that ball carrier around the corner.
1st and 10, ball just shy of the 30-yard line. And we have whistles and a flag before the ball was snapped.
Dead ball. Ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So this is the thing both coaches are going to look for here, Kyle. The fact that the mental mistakes being penalty-free is going to be big. Any rivalry game, that's one of the things you always look for. You take a look to see who can make the least amount of mental mistakes.
4 receivers in this formation, 3 of them to the left of the offensive line. First down and 15, ball just shy of the 25. Option play, near side, pitch to Wright. Wright will lower his shoulder across the 32-yard line and is stopped there by Darrell Klotz. 2nd down and 8 upcoming.
Well, Klotz has done a nice job all year as far as stopping a lot of those plays. But look at the initial hit by Braxton there on the inside, and then they get the little bit of a lane up the left-hand side. This is going to be a big down here. 2nd down for Freedom.
I've not seen a pass yet from Weaver, the quarterback. They'll flip the strong side as Zanoni, the tight end, comes set. Hand off to the fullback up the middle. That's Jamel Lee, and Lee at the 37-yard line. And he will be stopped there after a modest gain, and a 3rd down and 3 coming up.
You're going to see Levi Brown, number 59, make the final stop there on that play as he's plugging up the middle, the big guy at 6'3", 315. That's going to be something that man right there is going to have to deal with, that middle guard, Levi Brown.
3 receivers go wide right, 1 to the left side here. The line to gain is the 40-yard line. Weaver, 3-step drop, fires the slant over the middle. It was tipped by the linebacker, Mike Fritz. Pass was intended for Mike Zanoni, and Freedom will have to punt.
Well, Freedom had a lot of success this year going on that slant pattern. Good job by the linebacker, Fritz, to get his hand up there. Makes Joey Orlando's job easier in the backfield.
So some high fives on the sidelines for the Hurricanes defense as they come out. Joey Orlando, the punt returner, awaiting the kick from Will Valecki. Kick is away, straight up in the air, and the wind is going to knock this one down, and it will bounce out of bounds at the 47-yard line. About an 18-yard punt with no return, and Anthony Gonzalez, the quarterback for Liberty, will see his first offensive series begin in good field position. He has 810 yards passing, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions this year for the Canes.
And he had 2 of those interceptions last week against Easton with some poor decisions on his part. Be interesting to see today about his decision-making process. A lot of pressure on this sophomore quarterback right now.
Akeem Smith is the lone running back in this formation. He will now empty the backfield and motion to the bottom of your screen. Setting up a screen pass to the far side. Orlando will be close to a first down. About 9 yards there. And it will be 2nd and short for Liberty as they go with a kind of an extended handoff there to Orlando.
Orlando leading the team in receptions with 21 for 388 yards and 7 touchdowns. Last week didn't have a catch, but they take that pass behind the line of scrimmage there, and he does a nice job of getting the block outside by Rivera.
Mike Zanoni there making the tackle. 2nd down and about a half a yard. Fullback in the game now is Darryl Klotz in front of Smith. Here is Smith running, and Smith with a first down to the 37-yard line. Pickup of about 6 yards there. 1st and 10 for the Hurricanes.
Well, what's going to happen here, that passing game, open up the running game, obviously. When you give them that idea that you're going to pass the ball a little bit more, opens up that middle. They don't want everybody to crash in and put everything they have in Akeem Smith's bucket in both the offensive and the defensive sides of the football, so they want to make sure that they spread the offense around.
Justin Rivera to the top of your screen, coming in motion now. And we have flags, and somebody moved, I think, on the Liberty line.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
So you're going to see, there it is right there. Braxton Isaac on the right-hand side. You see that cast on his right hand. That's what we were just talking about before. Broken hand in the Easton game last week. He's having a little bit of a hard time being in his stance, obviously, with that cast on. Obviously, that's going to be a hindrance both on the offense and defensive sides of the ball.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jim, that having that as the down point in your three-point stance cannot be comfortable with that broken hand. That's Orlando in motion. First down and 15. And off to Smith, and he's swallowed up immediately by that Freedom defensive line. Nothing doing there as the stop was made by Anthony Carter.
Well, Anthony Carter's done an outstanding job. He's getting a lot of big looks. Talking to Coach Roeder before the game, the 6'1", 255-pound senior, getting a lot of looks from a lot of schools the last couple of weeks. He's really opened up some eyes, and the fact that his dad played pro football is not going to be a hindrance when college recruiters look at that.
Just past 4 minutes into this scoreless first quarter, and for the first time today, we see Rivera in the shotgun. Faking. It's Gonzalez, actually, and Gonzalez goes down for a sack. He is tackled by Jermel Lee, losing about 7 or 8 yards on that play. Lee, the leading tackler on this Freedom team, with 62 now, and that is the 4th sack of the season for Jermel, and 20th overall for Freedom.
Well, Gonzalez, it looked like a play where they were going to go deep because, look at, they fake the run inside, but then Jermel Lee gets bounced outside by LaBarge. But what happens is Lee does a good job, gets his hands in there, and wraps up Gonzalez and knocks him down.
It was like a bear trap tackle right there. Just got his ankle and ripped him to the ground. 3rd down and a long way. 23 yards to gain on this 3rd down. Rolling. Gonzalez, a little shovel pass to Smith, and Smith is going to be nowhere near that first down. He was tackled by Muzica along with Dan McMahon. 4th down, and Liberty will punt.
You can see Rocky Sawyer back in punt formation. Deep number 3, Yusef Reddick for Freedom.
Here's a look at that last play, that shovel pass that Freedom had sniffed out. Sawyer takes a high snap. Punt almost blocked there by Isaiah Wright. Fair catch called for, and this punt will bounce into the end zone. It is a 46-yard punt, net 26. 1st and 10, Freedom from their own 20.
Well, you see Joe Weaver coming out here, Kyle. He's had that one drive already, so it'll be interesting to see how they respond here. I think they're going to go to pass a little bit more here in this second drive.
This first quarter brought to you by Kleckner & Sons Appliances. 2 locations to serve you in Whitehall and Emmaus. If you're just tuning in, Mike Zambelli stepping aside. He's nursing those vocal cords. Second season starts next week, so we wish Mike a speedy recovery. I'm Kyle Berger, alongside Jim Wills, Regina Patacci. Glad he could join us for this Bethlehem battle between Liberty and Freedom. And on first down here, Isaiah Wright has the carry, and Isaiah Wright has a 9-yard gain, just shy of the first down marker. Brandon Beal in on the tackle.
Well, if you look at Isaiah Wright, the difference between him this year and last year is he's more confident. He sees the hole, he explodes up through the hole, and he keeps his legs churning. As you see there, he gets an extra 3 or 4 yards. That's the difference between the Isaiah Wright of last year and the Isaiah Wright of this year. He ends up with 615 yards coming in here and 7 touchdowns and almost 6 yards per carry on his average.
Kyle Peters with the lead block on that play. The right tackle just leveled the defensive end, Braxton Isaac. 2nd and short. And will roll Weaver out. And the left-handed quarterback overthrows his receiver, Will Valecki, at the 43-yard line. Ball sailing a bit on the quarterback, and it will be now 3rd down and a yard. Valecki, the favorite target, as he has caught 31 for 480 yards and 3 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, Valecki's been instrumental in their offense all season long. Last week he was only thrown to one time. So they've gotten away from him. They're going more to Freitas lately, but as you said, Vlecki, one of the leaders during the year.
First down run here, picking it up is the fullback, as Patrick Collins. And he needed about a half yard, got 1 yard, first down for Freedom. They'll move the chains. Vlecki, by the way, not just the leading receiver for Freedom, he's the leading receiver in the Lehigh Valley Conference with those numbers we gave, with 31 for 480 and 3 touchdowns. No score here in the first quarter as we tick down to 5.5 to go. And a first down here for the Patriots. Liberty adjusting that defensive line, and in doing so, they drew a false start against Freedom.
You can see movement on the right side of that offensive line once again.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Now, 3 false starts in the early going, 2 for Freedom, 1 for Liberty. We've seen a little nerves here, you think, Jim?
Oh, definitely. You know, you don't realize, everybody knows everybody in this game. This is the city rivalry game. That's the thing, you're talking to each other all week and all year long about this game, and that's the kind of thing. A little bit of nervousness going on both sides.
So first down and 15. Liberty again moves that defensive line. They fake a pitch, now rolling is Weaver. Weaver down the seam. Contact there as Zanoni couldn't haul it in. Draped by Devin Street, and good defense there.
The Liberty going with that 4 deep package back there. Devin Street back there, along with Gonzalez, Orlando, and Rivera in the secondary. One of the toughest secondaries in the Lehigh Valley Conference. You're going to see Weaver fake the pitch, and now he rolls left to his power side. Got a nice little zip on the ball, but the thing is you watch Street go over with the hand and knock it down.
0 for 3 already for Weaver. Second down and 15 now. Hand off there to Wright. And Wright, just about a 3 or so yard gain. And it will be now third and long for Freedom. Mike Fritz on the tackle.
Well, Mike Fritz been very active on that defensive side so far this afternoon. Touched that ball on a deflection and now gets the tackle on that series. Another big third down here for the Patriots, bringing up a 3rd and 12.
Pates need to take it to the 41 to move the chains. 3 receivers to the near side of the field in this formation. Weaver to pass, down the middle, and threw it behind the intended receiver, Freitas. Coverage there by Joey Orlando. And the Patriots will have to punt for the second time today. A look of frustration there from Jason Roeder, as so far today, Weaver not clicking with his receivers.
He's gotten really a little bit off balance there, and we've seen that a couple times this year. He's been up and down some of the times we've seen him on the games we did this year. Most of the time, though, he's been very, very on target. As you said, the year he's had has been tremendous.
Vlecki for his second punt. Almost blocked that time. Orlando calls for a fair catch, and he will make it running out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Another short punt there of a little bit over 25 yards. First down and 10 for Liberty. They are winning the field position game, certainly, in the early going. They have the wind at their backs as well, so those 2 punts were both into the wind by Vlecki. That punt was almost blocked, by the way, by Zach Edelheiser of Liberty. So a first down and 10 here for the Hurricanes. Klotz in front of Smith, and here is Smith. Smith with a decent hole there will pick up about 7 yards. Jermel Lee makes the tackle.
Well, Smith had an outstanding game last week. He rushed for 24 times for 115 yards in that mud, Kyle. I don't know if it was the same way where you were down south there, but the mud was really thick at Cottingham Stadium, and Smith did an outstanding job. They kept feeding the ball to him time and time again, and he kept coming up with big plays against Easton last week.
Yeah, a lot of games down where I live in District 1 were actually postponed because of the weather. And here's a first down for Akeem Smith as he goes right up the gut. Nothing fancy there. Dave Harvey will make the stop at the 46 of Freedom. And Reddick in there as well.
He had 2 touchdowns last week, a 46 yards and a 1-yard burst. It was that 46-yarder to put them up 7-0 early in the ball game that gave him the opportunity to really give him confidence going into that 3rd and 4th quarter when they eventually scored with Brandon Brader on the big run. But Akeem Smith is the glue that held them together all last week.
Well, the one thing you notice from watching watching Smith in the early going. Once he decides where he's running, he gets there. He's a very good north-south runner. Pass is complete here. Wide open, Justin Rivera. He's going to cut it back and take it to the 20-yard line. 26 yards on the completion. First down and 10 for Liberty.
Well, Rivera came in here with 12 catches on the season for 166 yards. A big one last week. He had 4 down in Cottingham for 78 yards. He had a huge one last week. Gonzalez makes the fake and now goes back. He's nice in that pocket. The left-hander really rifles that ball out. Rivera is sitting there waiting for the football. With Orlando on the other side, Rivera gets a lot of single coverage on his side.
Jack Micah makes the stop, and you saw Irvin Latimer, the tight end, fire out of the stands a bit early, and another false start.
False start on the offense, 5-yard penalty. Still remains first down.
2 each side so far in this game as far as false starts are concerned. 3:01 to go in the first quarter, no score. So for the first time today, Liberty started to knock on the door. That ball just outside the red zone at the 25-yard line. Rivera, the receiver to the left, motioned from Latimer as he comes set the left side of the line. There's Smith off tackle, and Smith wrapped up by Muzica. Short gain of about 2 or 3 yards. Anthony Carter gave some help as well. And second down and 12.
Well, they're flip-flopping the tight ends all the time. That time, Latimer going over to the left side, giving the key to Akeem Smith's going to get that ball and a power up the middle. Got a couple of yards back there from the penalty, but it's going to set up a second and 12.
Now, Liberty has been taking advantage of the wind at their back, and they're going to go ahead and call timeout here with 2:12 to go. And, just talking about the wind there, Jim, I'm wondering how much that has to do with Weaver sailing the ball a bit on those first 2 possessions for freedom.
Yeah, it's been a couple of times. The wind's supposed to get up to 20 to 25 miles an hour today, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays into effect. The original forecast I heard yesterday, with especially down at the shore, 40 miles an hour, was really going to affect him.
This timeout is sponsored by ABE Doors and Windows. Coming up a little bit later, Alan Deeruff here on 2 Sports. That's a tape-delayed game. And then later tonight, we've got the Field Hockey District Championships. The 3A game starts at 7 o'clock, as Emmaus is going to go for the title again. And the 2A Field Hockey Championship will be on at 8:30 p.m.
Well, there's one thing you know there. Later today at 4:30, you can see there's going to be one happy team between Allen and Deeruff and that Allen and Deeruff battle that, I always tell people I did a game a couple years ago, and they're both 0-10. It was one of the best games I did all season long because the rivalry brings out the best in both the Huskies and the Canaries.
Gonzalez in the shotgun on second down. Loads up, throws the quick out to Rivera. Rivera, stutter step move, but Jermel Lee will have nothing of that, and he'll make the stop just outside of the 15-yard line, a 6-yard gain, and third down for Liberty.
Well, Rivera's going to be the secret weapon here for the Hurricanes today. As I said, he only had 12 coming in this year, but he's very capable of putting up a 10-catch game on his own with no problem, and that's why they're going to try to utilize him a lot more today. You can see with that out pattern there, they looked Gonzalez that time, looked to his right and went back to his left. That was one of the things he did very, very poorly last week against Easton. He concentrated and telegraphed too much on his passes.
Liberty trying to convert on third down for the first time. It's a quarterback draw, and they will convert as Gonzalez gets it down to the 6-yard line. First down and goal for Liberty. Gonzalez running this season now close to 295 yards. Coming in had 288 with just 1 touchdown.
Well, he's quietly having a tremendous season. He doesn't get as much of the ink and the press as everybody else because of the fact that he's only a sophomore. But there's the favorite Dan Persa play that they're resurrecting there this afternoon to get that first down. But Gonzalez has the ability to run very, very well.
So Tyree Pompey making the stop here. First down and goal. Akeem Smith inside the 5 to the 4 as Freedom filled up that hole relatively quickly. Muzica there for another tackle for the Patriots. Second and goal from the 4. And certainly this year, Jim, Anthony Gonzalez, I don't want to say he's made people forget about Dan Persa because he was such a great quarterback, but he has certainly acquitted himself this year.
Well, he's worked his way into the lineup. He wasn't the starting quarterback coming into camp, and he's worked his way in and done a great job with it.
And Akeem Smith is in for a touchdown. A 4-yard run for Akeem Smith. His 12th rushing touchdown of the season, and Liberty strikes first.
I was going to say, he's done an outstanding job of going off that left-hand side. Very good blocking by the left side of that offensive line. His 15th overall touchdown of the season. He scored a couple on defense on the season as well, but his rushing ability has been very, very well the last couple of games.
Smith, the leading scorer in the LVC, coming into play today, and the extra point kick is up and good, 7-0, as Sawyer puts it through the upright. So with 38 seconds to go, as we take a look at Akeem Smith's touchdown, Liberty strikes first.
So there you see number 71 in there, Connor Williams, along with Kyle Labarge, making that left-hand side. Great block by number 32, Darryl Klotz, out of the fullback position to give him that first opportunity to open up that hole. And you see how Akeem Smith does the rest on his own.
8 plays, 58 yards, 3 minutes and 36 seconds, and a big third down conversion on that drive as well on that quarterback draw by Anthony Gonzalez to keep it alive, and Smith caps it with a 4-yard touchdown run.
Well, what you like seeing about the Hurricane offensive series that drive is the fact they spread the ball around. They passed the ball, they ran the ball, they put it in a lot of different people's hands, and that's the key to really going against a really good defense, is to spread it out and spread it around.
The winning ticket for the ticket.
So kicking with the wind at his back again will be Rocky Sawyer teeing that ball up. Back deep to receive, Yusef Reddick, along with Deshaun Serrano. Squib kick the first time that he kicked off, and again, it will be a squib kick, and Isaiah Wright has a seam out towards the 40-yard line and drags some Hurricane defenders all the way to the 44. A good return there. Stephen Grizzle makes the stop finally for the Hurricanes.
It's good field position now for the Patriots. As you see, number 21, Isaiah Wright, the 6'1", 195-pound senior. Getting a lot of good looks, very good job in the classroom, in the top 150 in the classroom. So Coach Roeder said he's going to get a lot of good looks from a lot of local schools as well.
Let's head down to Regina Potocny on the sideline.
Thanks, Kyle. And obviously talking with Coach Munzman during the week, he said getting on the board first is very important for us today. He said we didn't do that against Becca, and we always were playing catch-up. That's why they lost the game. But he said, whoever scores gets the momentum, has the drive going. I'm sure he's very glad that they're up 7-0 right now.
Thanks a lot, Regina. Patrick Collins on the first down carry with a 2-yard gain. And it will be 2nd down and 8. Akeem Smith comes up from the secondary to make the stop.
Well, this is the thing that we talked about in the open, and that most of the recruiters are now being more impressed with Akeem Smith from the defensive side of the football. I mean, he is just flattening people left and right from that defensive position of his, and he's had a great last 5 games of the season from the defensive side of the football.
1 quarter in the books here from Banco Field. So far, Liberty taking it to freedom, 7-0. Back with the second quarter after this on 2 Sports.
Put some color in your world with a new floor from Mohawk Color Center. We've earned our name by bringing style and beauty to some of the finest homes in the world, something Mohawk has been doing for over a century. For the greatest selection of carpet, hardwood, laminate, and even ceramic tile, from a name you can trust, Mohawk Color Center. Flooring made simple.
Visit R&J Carpet Connection, 922 North 3rd Street in Whitehall.
Now the Freedom crowd getting into this one, despite the fact that Liberty currently leading the Patriots by a count of 7-0. Akeem Smith, a 4-yard touchdown run, the only scoring in the first quarter. And Liberty right now is 77 total yards. Freedom all on the ground, 41 yards of total offense. They have yet to complete a pass. Second down running play rather for Isaiah Wright, and Wright stays on his feet. He's down the sideline, and Wright with a big gain, and a flag comes in at the end. Maybe a face mask there. First down for Freedom.
Well, that's what I was telling you about in the first quarter, Kyle. Wright's biggest attribute this year has been to keep those legs moving, and that's a 29-yard run for him on that play. And the thing of it is, he kept his legs moving. There was a couple of guys that had a shot at him.
Well, it is actually against Freedom for a block in the back downfield. It'll still be a first down, but they're going to chop 10 yards off of that 29-yard gain.
Here you see Mr. Jim Haney.
during the run, we have a block in the back against the offense. It's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. The result of the play will be a first down.
And you take a look at it. Now he sprints to the outside. Now wait till you see. He's got a couple people that get a good lick at him. Orlando gets a good lick. And you also get another person out there, number 54, got a good lick on him, Mike Fritz. But the fact is, he got down the sidelines.
Looks like Will Valecki, the guilty party, downfield on the block in the back. So now first down and 10 from the 37 of the Hurricanes. I believe the first snap taken in Liberty territory by Freedom in this ball game. And off up the middle, and that time no room for Wright. Whole bunch of Liberty guys in there on the tackle. Braxton Isaac, Corbin Latimer, you name it, they were there. 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8.
Well, Latimer missed the game 2 weeks ago, and that was really one of the things that the defense saw that they really had hit. They need him back in there, and Latimer has done a great job along with Braxton Isaac from that defensive end position.
Maybe a passing situation here for Weaver. Is yet to complete one in this ball game, but now has the wind at his back, and Freedom will switch the formation around and bring Lee in as a fullback. And it is Lee. Up the middle, big hole, close to a first down. It will depend on the spot, but Lee with about an 8-yard gain there for Freedom.
Come on now, reach up, let's go.
Stop made on that play by Fritz. Here's a look.
Well, they're taking advantage of that hole in the middle. As you see, they do a nice job of putting the fullback in there. Fritz goes into the hole, but not before Lee does a nice job of getting a couple yards.
Third down and short, you figure 4-down territory here for Freedom with just 1 yard to pick up. Collins in front of Wright in the backfield. Quarterback sneak, and Weaver's got himself a first down and about a 4-yard gain. Looks like they might have caught Liberty off guard with a quick snap count there.
Yeah, Weaver changes up a little bit, and the thing that's been really a positive for Coach Roeder all year long has been that Freedom has been resilient. Getting down in the game doesn't really bother them as well as it used to in the past, and that's the thing that he's been so proud of. You know, teams in the past have sort of given up when they got down or scored upon. This team has a lot of resilience. They were down big to Becca in that game when they came back and won it in overtime.
Looking to tie up the game with a touchdown and an extra point. Here are the Patriots. A 1st and 10 from the Liberty 25. 4 receivers in this formation. And an option. Pitch will be made. There's Wright. Oh, big hit there on the far side. And that was Akeem Smith just leveling Isaiah Wright after a short gain.
But what you have with Smith is that explosion he has from the running back position. You see him use in the defensive side of the football. You didn't see him in your picture, and then all of a sudden he explodes upfield and just really plows into Isaiah Wright.
Jason Roeder looking on from the far sideline. 9:20 to go in the second quarter. It is 7-0, Liberty leading Freedom. Motion along that Liberty defensive line again. And rolling to the right side now, throwing back for a screen pass. It is caught there by Zanoni, but Akeem Smith again with a great defensive play. Had that one figured out from the get-go.
Well, if you look at Liberty's loss this year, Kyle, you look at a couple of defensive breakdowns early in the game against Becca, allowed Becca to get a 14-0 lead. It was plays like that that were breakdowns in the defensive system. Today, they're not having those breakdowns. You see Latimer giving a lot of pressure as Akeem Smith once again explodes up and makes the tackle.
First completed pass of the ball game for Weaver, and it's not a big one. 7 rushes for 62 yards for Isaiah Wright, who is the single running back in this formation. Under pressure and eluding it temporarily was Weaver, but Braxton Isaac gets himself a quarterback along with Brendan Beal. And that is the 13th sack of the season for Liberty.
Latimer leads the team in sacks, but I'll tell you what, this one is all Braxton coming off the end. He pushes, and then he finally gets himself inside and makes the stop. Good job by the Liberty defense.
I love that fist in the air with that war club at the end of that hand.
And that is a war club. That is a huge thing on the end of his hand.
So decision time here for Freedom. They will go for it on 4th down. They need to pick up 11 yards inside the 15 of Liberty. We'll see what Weaver can do here. Pressure coming. Weaver fires down the seam. Ball is tipped, and Is it caught or not? No, incomplete. Vlecki and Zanoni were both there, and that ball just hit the turf before it was able to be caught.
It looked like one of the linebackers had a hand up there and tipped it as it was going down the middle. Almost a big break for the Patriots right here. Take a look at it. Weaver's looking downfield, straight down the middle this time. Now you're going to see this ball is tipped at one point. It looks like it was tipped in the air.
Beal tipped it.
Tipping it, yes.
Yeah, and there you see, great call by the official. Smith knocked it down, and it hit the turf before Zanoni cradled it. Kind of going off his leg and then the turf. So Liberty takes over on downs, and Akeem Smith, who just made a couple of great defensive plays, will get the carry here. Jermel Lee makes the stop after a 2-yard gain. Encarnacion also in on the stop.
It's going to be interesting now if Freedom can, that was a big gamble for them to take going on that 4th down here. It'll be interesting to see if they can stop the Hurricanes now and drive. See if they could run a lot of time off that clock, maybe possibly get a score and go in there 14-0 at the half.
2nd down and 8. The motion man is Orlando. Smith again. Check that, Brandon Brader. And Brader with about a 5-yard pickup there. Brader, the 2nd leading rusher on this Liberty team. That was his 53rd carry of the year. Entered the game with 430 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Well, last week he ran 7 times for 88 yards. He had the big touchdown run last week of 75 yards, and that's what really changed that game around down at Cottingham Stadium when he came into that ball game and hit that quick opener to go 75 yards.
Had a 106-yard performance against Deereth earlier this season. 3rd down. Latimer switches sides as the tight end. Straight away, Smith. Smith cuts it outside. He's into the secondary and a 1st down. Takes it to the 45 of Freedom.
A nice 20-yard run there by Akeem Smith as he gets himself outside and up the field. An explosion once again you saw from Akeem Smith. Take a look at it. He bounces to the outside, gets a great block once again from Klotz on the outside. Klotz is doing an outstanding job of blocking for him.
Brandon Brader is checked back into the game. Smith gets a rest after that 20-yard pickup. 1st down and 10, and I believe Freedom's going to call timeout here. They will. That is their first timeout of the first half, and it comes 1 second past the halfway point here in quarter number 2. And Freedom knocking on the door a little bit earlier, Jim. They went for it on 4th down, didn't convert, and Liberty has a chance really to put their foot down on this possession.
Well, that's what I was saying. On this drive, this is going to be interesting to see. They could put themselves up by 2 scores, and that would be kind of tough right now when you look at the momentum swing.
Down to the sidelines and Regina.
Not only is this a rivalry between Freedom and Liberty, Coach Monsman and Coach Roeder, actually, they have a history together as well. Coach Roeder graduated from Moravian College in 1997, where he played all throughout his career, had a great career for the Greyhounds. His coach there was Tim Monsman, his junior and senior year. So Coach Roeder told me this week, it's something that I will never forget. Those 2 years, my junior and senior years, were probably the best 2 years of football that I've played, and now being with Coach Monsman across the sideline, he said we're friends off the field, but today it's a different story.
Thanks a lot, Regina, as coach against former player today. Coach with the upper hand right now. Tim Monsman's Liberty Hurricanes leading at 7-0. Out of the timeout, it's a 1st and 10 from the 45. And a delay handoff there. Smith bobbled it, recovers, and he's into the secondary, just wrapped up at the 27-yard line there by Jermel Lee. A touchdown-saving tackle there by Lee, a junior defensive back.
Well, that's when you know things are going your way. That play had the disaster written all over it from the start. People going in the wrong direction, and then the handoff almost not happening. But Smith smartly does a nice job of getting himself upfield and a big gain.
Smith has again checked out of the ball game, replaced by Brandon Brader. He is the tailback in the I formation. Orlando sprints across the formation. And there is Brader. Not much there for him. Muzica is in on the stop along with the defensive lineman Anthony Carter.
Brader, the ball carrier.
Give him 2 yards, 2nd down and 8. Kyle Peters, another tackler in there for Freedom.
Second down and 8.
This is a big down right here. for Liberty. They need to get, a nice gain on this down, or Freedom, look at that, they're looking at their defensive line right there. This could be a big stop right here, because if they could hold them to 3 points, that would be a big momentum swing in their favor.
It'd be a pretty healthy field goal into the wind right now where the ball sits. It would be about 42 yards. Gonzalez in the shotgun, back to pass. He's going to throw one towards the end zone for Orlando. Some contact there, no flag. As that ball a little bit overthrown, step for step there was Deshaun Serrano defensively.
He took a couple of shots like that earlier in the year against Emmaus to Rivera and Orlando downfield. And that time they don't connect. Good defense down there by the Pates. Jamel Lee down there along with a few other of his friends from the defensive secondary.
Well, we'll see what they do here on third down from the 25. The last time they had this situation, it was a quarterback draw for Anthony Gonzalez, a play that ultimately led to a touchdown for Liberty. He is in the shotgun, Grader there with him. Motion from Orlando, and we have a flag coming down. That's a shovel pass, so that should be incomplete. And it looked like Grader had taken off early, so that's going to be the flag. Nonetheless, it's incomplete. And Freedom will probably decline this penalty.
It's going to be another false start.
And 2 men moving was the initial signal there, an illegal shift. And I guess Jason Roeder will decline this penalty to bring up fourth down.
Illegal shift against the offense. Penalty is declined. The result of the play is an incomplete pass. It'll be fourth down.
So there you go, and looking out into the Liberty huddle, they're going to go for it here on fourth down, and we'll see the 2 men moving. As Brader kind of hopped out of his stance there, Orlando was still in motion. So fourth down and 8, the line of the game is the 17. Rivera motions near side. Looking to throw back, wide open is Latimer, the tight end. Latimer first down inside the 15. Excellent play call there by Tim Muntzman. First down for Liberty.
Well, the big thing was 53 Tarok and also number 73 out there as well, in the fact of Christopher Ryder out there really got the 2 good blocks to let Latimer go upfield. That's the key in that whole play and that throwback. Here you see it set up here. He looks this way, and now he's going to throw back. Great job of selling that play. And you're going to see there number 54 up there, Mike Fritz. That's who was up there the first time. Mike Fritz and Ryder up there to 2 key blocks to make that play happen.
You saw Smith's numbers. He's going to try to add to them here. He's going to cut all the way back. Still makes men miss. And after all of that, he will lose a yard. Ran about 50 yards on that play. It'll be a net loss of 1. By the way, that last catch by Latimer, his 4th of the season. And picked up a first down. We're under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Liberty 7, Freedom nothing, and Liberty in the red zone here with a second down.
And you see Coach Roeder on the sidelines calls the defensive signals into the huddle right now. Has a little bit of a worried look on his face as we see the Hurricanes driving with the ball on the 15-yard line.
Klotz in the backfield in front of Smith. Play action. Looking to the end zone. Floating one for Orlando. He jumps, and he got it. Touchdown, Hurricanes. Oh, what a catch by Joey Orlando.
Well, Joey Orlando shows you his athletic ability. Makes his 8th touchdown of the season on a tremendous catch in the end zone. It's a battle. This is a jump ball. That's why Joey Orlando, one of the basketball players for Coach Todd Rothrock, knows a lot about jump balls when he sees one. So he went up in the air and he concentrated, and that's the key to come down with that football.
That was a 5-star catch right there for Orlando, who will hold the extra point attempt of Rocky Sawyer. And Sawyer's kick is up and good. 14-0 Liberty as they cap that drive with an exclamation point from Gonzalez to Orlando.
Now you're going to see Gonzalez. Last week he made a couple of poor decisions, threw the ball into traffic. This time he's going to try to lay it up. And you see Orlando hop, and it comes down. Look at the concentration on Joey Orlando's. That's the key in this whole thing. He never takes his eyes off of the football. You're going to take a look at it. He goes up in the air. It goes up, and he still sees the football. And as he's coming down, cradles it in his arm.
Orlando with a 3-inch height advantage over Tyree Pompey, who is 5'10", so using that to his advantage. 10 plays, 74 yards, 4 minutes and 12 seconds, and that 15-yard touchdown pass from Gonzalez to Orlando will make it a 14-0 game.
Well, we talked about how Gonzalez made a couple of poor decisions last week, and it looks like he's doing a much better job today of looking around the whole field and trying to make better decisions than he did last week with the 2 interceptions that he threw. So far he's having a very good afternoon.
Yeah, from my perspective, it looks like Gonzalez is really in a comfort zone out there despite the magnitude of this game. There's the kick from Sawyer. Wind is going to knock this down, and it will be taken by Reddick from the 19. Yusef Reddick trying to cut it out. Great open field tackle there, made by Mark Olivo, number 87. First down for Freedom, and they will start from their own 23.
Mark Olivo, a familiar name in the Liberty annals. His brother played here. Ray Olivo, the last couple of years, was one of the stars on the two-state playoff game appearances for the Hurricanes, and he's done a nice job on special teams all year.
Freedom's crowd kind of sitting on their hands right now. They haven't had a whole lot to cheer about, especially since Liberty now has a 2-touchdown lead. Motion around the backfield there for Will Vielecki, and they will hand it off right up the middle to Isaiah Wright, right to the 28-yard line, and it will be second down there for Freedom.
Wright had 156 yards last week in a very, very good game for him. Carried 17 times, had 3 touchdowns of 16, 68, and 1 yard in that big win last week against Nazareth. So he's tuned up with that and still carried over into today's ball game with a great performance.
Second and 5 from the 28. Weaver under pressure. He's going to step up. He will be tackled by Isaac. Will not be a sack, as Weaver was able to get a couple of yards. Albert Pujols also there.
Pujols has done an outstanding job as well this year. Doesn't get a lot of the credit, but the 6'1", 240-pound junior comes in there. You'll see him, number 66, takes and stands up his ground, then he spins around and helps Isaac with the tackle.
Third down and 2, and a big third down here. So Jason Roeder, the head coach of Freedom, will call timeout. That's the second timeout of the half for the Freedom Patriots, with Liberty leading it 14-0, and Roeder will discuss what they want to do here on this third down. This second quarter has been brought to you by Kleckner's, with 2 locations to serve you in Whitehall and Emmaus. Beautiful, beautiful afternoon here, the first Saturday in October in Bethlehem. A little bit of clouds in the sky, but boy, this is about as good as it gets for the first weekend in November weather-wise. All right, we'll transition now to the R&J Carpet Connection trivia questions. With 5 wins, Tim Muntzman is the winningest Liberty coach in this series. So the question, what Freedom coach has the most wins over Liberty? We'll let you think about that for a little bit, and then we'll give you the answer. And we'll give you that answer in just a moment. Third down and 2. Big play here for Freedom. Hand off to the fullback, and that's going to be a first down. Good run there by Patrick Collins out to the 38-yard line. And they'll move the chains. It's a first down for Freedom. 2 minutes, 7 seconds left, and you almost think, just from a confidence standpoint here, Jim, Freedom needs some points going into the locker room.
No question about it. Patrick Collins has been a real bright spot for Coach Roeder all year. He's done an outstanding job giving him a lot of all-purpose yards.
First and 10. Weaver floats it out. Catch is made by Vielecki, fighting for the out-of-bounds line, and they do say he gets out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Joey Orlando tried to keep him in bounds there, but Vielecki saves some clock with a heads-up play.
You're going to see Weaver rolling to his left. Does a nice job of getting that ball out. They've used that play a lot this year with Vielecki coming across the field. Orlando with the good tackle there, but not before Vielecki picks up another reception.
And we'll give you that trivia question answer right now. It is Sam Seneca, who won 4 times, 81, 83, 87, 88. As a draw play here, will go to right. And having none of that is Brendan Beal, who slams him to the turf. No gain on the play. Should be noted as well, the answer there, Sam Seneca, the athletic director now for Liberty High School.
You're going to see the delayed draw right here to right, and Beal reads it perfectly. And you see one of the reasons why Beal is a Division I prospect with that side-to-side lateral speed that he comes in with.
I was going to say, the way he prevented the cutback there was pretty special on that play. quick out to the far side, and Orlando knocks it loose from Valecki. You might have heard the footsteps. And it will be 4th down for Freedom. And I think Freedom will punt here, knowing that with 1:16 left, 2 timeouts remaining for Liberty.
Well,
Too many bad things can happen if they don't convert.
Excuse me, Cal. This is a break here that Orlando wasn't watching there. He wanted to make the hit on Valecki. If he wasn't watching where that pass was going, because that would have been a quick 6, again, from that corner position.
3rd punt of the ball game for Will Valecki. Orlando awaiting the punt. And Valecki gets off a good one. Fair catch is called for by Orlando, and he will make it at the 10-yard line.
By Orlando. 1st down and 10, Liberty.
The 15-yard line, beg your pardon. 40-yard punt. 1st down and 10 for Liberty with 1:08 to go. They have 2 timeouts, and I'm sure Coach Muntzman is thinking points here. Anthony Gonzalez, 5 out of 7 for 64 yards and a touchdown in the ball game today.
Well, he was the big question mark coming in. Could the sophomore handle the pressure of the inter-city rivalry? And I think he's answered that question very well here in the first half. A full-time starter on the varsity basketball team last year as a freshman, so he's been in big games, but he's never been in the Liberty Freedom football game in this capacity.
Akeem Smith running on 1st down, and Smith out to the 27. Liberty will keep the clock running. Mike Zanoni making the stop for Freedom. Under a minute to go now.
And you take a look at Akeem Smith there, and what a transformation that young man has made from his sophomore to his junior to his senior year. See how he's got that bounce and the cutback? That's the thing that's made him so effective as a runner this year, that ability to bounce inside or outside.
Motion across the formation from Rivera. And off to Smith. Smith, 1st down. And tackled at the 28. Pretty good enough for a 1st down. That'll stop the clock with 24 seconds left. And just to my surprise here, Liberty not in any hurry here to run a play. So I guess they're content with that 2-touchdown lead, and I think Tim Muntzman is going to take that one into the locker room. There's that last 1st down run there by Smith.
And we take a look once again, 32, Darryl Klotz getting that block up front.
Time will run out here in half number 1, and it belongs to the Liberty Hurricanes. 14-0, Liberty heads to the locker room with a lead over their intercity rival, the Freedom Patriots. We'll step aside, come back with more from Frank Banco Field. 14-0 Hurricanes at halftime.
The Family Prescription Center in Bethlehem has served the needs of its customers for over a century. We want to help you save money on your prescriptions by offering the Family Care Plan. By enrolling in this program, you get the benefit of discounted pricing even if you are not covered by an HMO prescription plan. Individual membership is only $35 a year, and family membership is only $50 a year. Call us today at 610-866-0709 or stop by the Family Prescription Center today to enroll in the Family Care Plan and start saving.
Let's go get Yakult. You know it's always been the best. Let's go get Yakult. For quality that beats the rest. They got cheesesteaks, French fries. The famous Yakult hot dog is known worldwide. Let's go get Yakult. The secret sauce is one of a kind.
Yakult's, an Allentown tradition. Truckloads and truckloads of fabulous GE savings just arrived at Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus for the tremendous GE Truckload Celebration. Browse our huge selection of GE ranges, GE refrigerators, GE dishwashers, GE washers, and GE dryers. Now at Kleckner's, get great savings plus free delivery, free haul away of hold, a full parts department and their own factory-trained techs. Stop in today. See why Kleckner's has been serving the Lehigh Valley since 1945. 2 locations, Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
Caring teachers, disciplined, safe, structured environment, college-bound students, academic excellence, values for a lifetime. All this and more. Do you want these things for your teenager? Bethlehem Catholic and Allentown Central Catholic, high schools of the Diocese of Allentown, students who are learning to change the world.
These days I leave my car at home. I ride the bus, the smart choice.
Atlanta Metro is the comfortable, fast, clean, and low-cost way to make your way around the valley.
Atlanta Metro, the smart choice.
I'm Mike Mittman, inviting you to join us Sunday, November the 11th for the 12th annual All-Star Larry Holmes Celebrity Roast. This year, we roast Bill Houston and Al Jones and Champ. We're going to get them.
It's going to be a knockout, so come on down. Get your tickets.
Honey? We just don't know what's gotten into you lately.
You've always been so cooperative.
It's as if you take pleasure in giving us a hard time.
You left us no choice. We've brought someone in to see you.
No more excuses.
Is your PC making life difficult? Computer Patrol is on duty for any problem. Count on our on-site support to put you in control.
Boot this.
Computer Patrol from Pentella Data. Our geeks are smarter than their geeks.
When asked why he doesn't give up coaching after 50-plus seasons, Joe Paterno replied, "Because I don't want to miss anything." And now, you don't have to either. This is Big Ten country, and this is where it lives.
Now available on Service Electric Cable, the Big Ten Network. Catch all the action on Channel 32, also available in high definition on Channel 532.
In 1948, by running a simple TV cable, Service Electric launched an entire industry. In the 58 years since, we've reached many milestones, like giving your life clarity and definition, connecting you to the world faster, and letting your voice be heard, while never forgetting what got us here. Service Electric Cable TV and Communications, a clear vision for the future.
The most daring, compelling, and critically acclaimed shows are now on Showtime.
I've been preparing for this my entire life.
There's a bold new leader in premium television.
I'm the King of England!
So come and experience the ultimate in commercial-free, uncut, total entertainment.
I'm not a fool. I know what you do.
America's hottest premium network is Showtime.
I'm Ryan Howard, and I'm hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball.
See Major League Stars of tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park.
What does it do to the likes of a mud hen? It's pretty much stomping into the ground. For breakfast, I have to have bacon.
The excitement begins April 2008. Full season and 18-game plans on sale now.
I'm Chase Utley, and I'm hog wild about Iron Pig Baseball.
Reserve your seats now at ironpigsbaseball.com or call 610-435-3001.
Alone and crying to the mind. Crying, crying, cha-cha-cha-cha. Crying is always good.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
There we go.
For a game-winning triple play,
Order Service Electric Cable TV's Value Pick Package. For just $89.95 per month, you'll get full basic cable, 90 channels, including 20 exclusive channels, only on Service Electric. Service Electric Telephone, which includes call waiting, caller ID, and three-way calling, and economy high-speed internet. Bundle up all these great services for one low price. Call Service Electric now for this incredible offer. The sooner you call, the more you save.
We're back here at Banco Field. It is 14-0 Liberty at halftime. The Freedom Marching Band on the field entertaining the crowd, and we will let you listen in to the marching band from Freedom High School. Now the Freedom High School Marching Band makes their way off the field, and the Liberty Grenadier Band is going to take the field and entertain us at halftime, so stay with us here as Liberty now has the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Liberty Grenadiers celebrate the spirit that has endured at Liberty High School for over 85 years. A pride which lives in our students, graduate staff, and retirees throughout our community and beyond. Since Liberty's inception in 1921, 85 graduating classes have sung these words. In the future, as the past, will be loyal to the last. Liberty forever. And now, please welcome Head Majorette Jackie Dunn, leading all 235 members of the Liberty High School Grenadier Band.
Liberty at halftime as the marching band wraps it up. We'll be back with stats and highlights right after this.
Because you need the all-day energy. Because you need the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Because you need the muscle performance. Cranked Body Fuel, because it works.
Truckloads and truckloads of fabulous GE savings just arrived at Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus for the tremendous GE Truckload Celebration. Browse our huge selection of GE ranges, GE refrigerators, GE dishwashers, GE washers, and GE dryers. Now at Kleckner's, get great savings plus free delivery, free haul away of old, a full parts department, and their own factory-trained techs. Stop in today. See why Kleckner's has been serving the Lehigh Valley since 1945. 2 locations, Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
Hi, my name is Brett Comp. I'm the head football coach at Wilson Area High School. And in today's skill set, we'd like to demonstrate better pass receiving skills. We have 3 key points of emphasis that we'd like to go over today. Here to help me demonstrate are Anthony Ventura, number 12, and Brian Cooper, number 86. First key point of emphasis is use your hands. Too often we see receivers try to trap the ball against their body. A lot of the times the ball bounces out with equal or greater velocity than the pass was thrown. So using the hands is very important. Second key point is looking at it all the way with your eyes. Too often receiver will take their eye off the ball a little too early. Collision occurs. They try to get more yards before they've actually caught the ball. Ball goes on the ground. So they look at it in with their eyes all the time. And the third key point is making sure that we secure the ball with 3 points of anchor: the nose, forearm, and also the armpit. So you'll see them put all 3 things together now, using the eyes, the hands, and also securing the ball. We'll over-exaggerate this even when we're warming up to ensure that we've created a good habit with our wide receivers. So to review, to be a better pass receiver, make sure you use your hands. Make sure you look the ball all the way in with your eyes and also secure the ball. And that's your skill set for today.
Since the Overhead Door Company makes the original overhead door, the people who install and service them take them pretty seriously. Call or log on for the overhead door dealer nearest you.
We are back here at Banco Field, and it's time now for the D.E. Cressman Insurance Agency Incorporated first half highlights, and a lot of them for the Liberty Hurricanes, Jim.
Well, you're going to see Justin Rivera on the receiving end of a big pass from Anthony Gonzalez there early in the game. They spread the ball around. We talked about that. Gonzalez doing a nice job of his Dan Persa imitation there from that run that Dan Persa ran for 4 years here at Liberty High School, that quarterback keeper. And then you see Akeem Smith bouncing off the left side. Great job by LaBarge and number 71 out there as well, Connor Williams, to give him that block on the outside. Akeem Smith has done an outstanding job, inside, outside, wherever he wanted to run here this afternoon. He showed why he's one of the big-time players in the Liberty program. Obviously, every time he touches the ball, things can happen. His speed, and then defensively, he's done an excellent job as well. But this has been the highlight film of the day right here. Joey Orlando knocks it up and then concentrates and catches the ball as it comes down into his hands.
Pretty impressive stuff there from Joey Orlando, and now we will look at the overhead door halftime statistics. All Liberty even though the stats don't necessarily say so, it's been field position and the hidden yardage that you don't see there that have told the story.
It does, and the two things that jump out at you, Freedom, if you would have said Weaver would have been 2 for 8 coming into the second half, people would have thought you were crazy. And the fact that the time possession is pretty close. The thing of it is, Liberty's done a better job when they've had possession of the football. And the thing of it is, when you look at the total picture, it was a kind of a domination when you look at the offensive statistics going into the second half.
So those are your halftime stats, and of those rushing yards for Liberty, 83 of them belong to Akeem Smith, and I was just impressed defensively with Smith's performance with some great tackling in that first half as I was with his offense.
As we said in the first half, the thing of it is that, defensively, he's getting a lot more looks from colleges now than even is offensively because of the way he's done his job from the defensive end.
And here's what's on the line today in the District 2, 4, and 11 playoffs in the Quad A bracket. If Liberty wins, this is our best guess at what will happen. Parkland in the top spot against Emmaus, a rematch of a game that was played a week ago. Liberty against East Stroudsburg South, Hazleton against Easton in the 3-6 game, and Wyoming Valley West hosting Del Valle in a matchup of two District 2 schools. Now, if Freedom wins, the Pates are in at number 6, and they'll play at Wyoming Valley West. Liberty would drop to the 4 and play Del Valle here, and then Parkland remains the top seed, hosting East Stroudsburg South at the 8, and then Hazleton would host Easton in the 2-7 game. Regardless of what happens today, Jim, those are some great matchups, and that is going to be a whale of a sub-regional tournament.
Oh, no question about it. That's going to be really a great next couple of weeks, and this is a man right there that wants to make sure that his team's got a chance to be in it here in the second half. And Jason Roeder, they played so well all year. They've had some great wins over Becca, and the thing of it is the big win over Easton as well. And they came in here thinking, well, if they could get the trifecta and beat Liberty, they could get themselves a position in that board as well. But that'll be yet to be determined here in the second half. But you're right, that tournament is going to be outstanding. A lot of great matchups. That first round matchup, if Liberty wins and that matchup takes place between Emmaus and Parkland, that could be one of the best all-time first round matchups in the history of the sub-regional.
Yeah, no question about that. We did show you the marching bands at halftime. Should point out, while we were at break there, they announced that the Liberty High School Grenadier Band has been invited to participate in the Tournament of Roses Parade on New Year's Day 2009. So congratulations to the Grenadier Band. I've had a chance to watch that parade in person, and it is just about as good as you'd imagine it to be. And boy, national television exposure and everything for the Grenadier Band, and that's just a great accomplishment for those guys.
Yeah, it is a great accomplishment. Congratulations to the people in the Liberty Band. They do a great job, and just year after year they try to get to a different place, and this time the Rose Bowl in Pasadena and the Tournament of Roses Parade. It's just a great job for Mr. McGill and his bench.
The granddaddy of them all. It is 14-0 Liberty leading here at Frank Panko Field at a halftime. The Hurricanes will be receiving the opening kickoff, and I think anything that gets wider than a 14-point spread right now is really going to put Freedom behind the 8 ball. They need their defense to step up here.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, they were down 14-0 versus Becca going into that second half this year as well. So the thing of it is, they have the potential to come back, and they've been a very good second half team this year, which is one of the things that Coach Roeder has worked with them extensively on during the season, are playing all 4 quarters.
Anything differently you think that Jason Roeder needs to do to kind of get Joseph Weaver untracked here at the quarterback position?
Well, it's just like a basketball shooter. You just got to keep shooting the ball, and I think they got to start throwing the ball, maybe throwing it a little bit more, giving Weaver more confidence. The defensive scheme has given them problems. They've completed a few passes, but when they've completed them, they've been, for really little gains on the play. But so the thing of it is, I think you're going to have to take a lot more chances passing the football in the second half. He's got the ability to do that, as we said, coming in here this year with over 1,372 yards passing. So its ability is there. It's just a question of confidence, I think, here in the second half.
And you also get the feeling, too, that if Freedom comes back and wins this game and therefore qualifies for the postseason, that momentum will certainly carry forward into that playoff round.
Oh, no question about it. No question about it, Kyle. That's an excellent point.
All right, let's head down to Regina Patacci for her thoughts entering the third quarter. Reg.
Kyle, we'll stick with the momentum theme. Coach Monsman says this first series where they get the ball here in the second half is huge for the Liberty Hurricanes. He told me, we're doing things right. I didn't want to mess anything up at the end of the second half there. The second quarter going into the locker room. That's why they just took a knee and didn't actually try and drive down the field and put some more points on the board. He was comfortable with their 14-0 lead, and he is happy with the way that they're eliminating Freedom's short pass game. We've talked about Weaver and not having this great game today. That he's used to being able to get those passes in there. Coach Schroeder, on the other hand, said, we're 14-0. It's okay, but we have to stop them. Same thing. He wants to make this drive and get the momentum back on their side here in the second quarter.
All right, thanks a lot, Regina. And on to kick off is Jeffrey Schaefer for Freedom, back deep to receive for Liberty, Justin Rivera and Brandon Brader. Underway in the second half, and a deep kick will be taken at the 4-yard line by Rivera. And Rivera with a big hole up the middle, and he's spun down at the 33-yard line. A nice tackle there made by Ryan Tress. Otherwise, that could have gone all the way for a touchdown.
Well, that's a really nice 29-yard opening return there for Rivera to set the tone here for the second half. And that's the thing. Rivera's had a few kickoff returns in his Liberty High School career. That saw that alley coming up the middle and just stopped there by number 12. Ryan Tress. If not that, it might have been a problem.
You saw Horvan Latimer there with a nice lead block. Starting out the third quarter in the shotgun, Anthony Gonzalez, a delayed handoff there to Hakeem Smith, who is bottled up. He's going to come all the way around, and if he can get the corner, he's got room, but instead he is swarmed by Anthony Carter, who wraps him up, and that play is going to lose close to 13 yards. Wow.
Well, this is the thing, and this is, if you're Coach Monsman, this is the thing you worried about. You heard Regina talk about how he didn't want to try anything at the end of the first half to screw up what was going on. But the thing of it is now, notoriously in the third quarter is where they've won or lost a lot of their games this year. They got to come out in a strong third quarter surge here because you don't want to get the momentum back to the Patriots on this drive.
It was interesting to see Brandon Beal in that game as a fullback in that formation, and he came over to the sideline after that play. Keeper here in a big hole for the quarterback Gonzalez. He'll get it all the way back to the original line of scrimmage, the 33-yard line. He's stopped there by Tyree Pompey. And it's going to be now third down and about 10 for the Hurricanes on the opening possession here in the third quarter.
You see Coach Matt Seneca getting the offensive plays upstairs from Billy Denofa and Bob McLaren in the booth upstairs, sending them in with Gonzalez into the huddle.
Liberty needing to take it to their own 43-yard line there in the dark uniforms, and we'll go from right to left across your screen. And we have flags and a whistle before the play.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Third false start penalty against the Hurricanes here, and that will make it now third down and about 15.
Well, Kyle, Mike and I talked extensively last week when we were down in Easton about the fact that the thing that the Hurricanes lack, this group lacks from the other two teams from the past 2 years, is the mental toughness as far as not making mistakes. And you've seen them make a couple mistakes here today, especially on the formations, and that's unacceptable in Week 10.
Three receivers to the near side of the formation, Orlando, Street, and Rivera. And they'll swing it out to Smith on a bubble screen, a spin move at the 25-yard line, but he was hit initially by Jack Micah and will lose about a yard. And Liberty, after a promising kick return to start the half, is going backwards, and they'll have to punt.
You see Smith trying to get himself out of there, but it wouldn't have mattered because there was a host of Freedom people there that would have put the hit on him as he got out of that bubble screen. And we're going to see a timeout called for Freedom.
Well, they had 11 guys on the field. I was counting quickly to see if they maybe had 10 or 12, but I guess they're going to set up maybe a punt block here. They were almost in the backfield to block a punt earlier in the ball game. Let's head down to the sideline to Regina Potocny.
A little bit more on what Coach Schroeder told me coming out of the locker room. He said, we just have to get back to some fundamentals. There were some missed tackles he wasn't happy with, along with, he just said we have to get the ball where we need it to go. Sustain drives, keep them going, and I could tell right now this was a big series for his team. He was very serious coming onto the field when I walked with him, and he must be happy with the way things are going so far.
This third quarter brought to you by Kleckner's, with 2 locations to serve you in Whitehall and Emmaus. So Rocky Sawyer on to punt for the second time in the ball game, and his punt is away, end over end. It's Reddick on the run at the 38. Reddick to the 46-yard line, and he's tackled there by Mike Fritz. And it will be first down and 10. Chris Can also there on the stop. Good field position here for the Freedom Patriots. From the 47-yard line, they trail 14-0. A reminder, when we're done here at 4:30 this afternoon on tape delay, It is Allen and Deeriff in the Battle of Allentown. You see Brendan Beal, the Division I recruit, who has been a nice addition to that Liberty defense this season.
It's going to be interesting to see, Kyle, if they come out here and throw the ball a little bit more here in the second half.
Wind has picked up a bit. It is right at the back of the Patriots. Play action here for Weaver on first down. Steps up plenty of time, rifles it over the middle. It is caught by Zanoni at the 45 of Liberty. That's a 8-yard gain. Zanoni, his 10th catch of the season, he now has 145 yards. One touchdown as well.
As you take a look here at the replay, now Weaver's getting a lot of time today. That's the thing. He's only been sacked the one time by Isaac, but he's getting an awful lot of time here. If you're Liberty, you got to think about getting those down linemen in to get them a little bit more pressure. You can't leave Weaver get back there and have that much time in the backfield.
Colin Freitas at the top of your screen. They now motion. And Jermel Lee has come set as the fullback. Lee, the fullback up the middle, running to the left side. Big hole. He's got the first down and then some. And Jermel Lee down to the 27-yard line. Brendan Beal tracks him down there. First down following an 18-yard gain.
Well, you're going to see him bounce to the outside there. Now, this is the second time they went into that shift. They must have saw something in the first half that they wanted to do. They went into this shift again. They bounce him outside to the left side. They catch Isaac on the inside, and also Devin Street gets caught inside on that play, and he makes a nice gain to the outside.
Right the lone setback. Now motioning behind is Valecki, and it is right up the middle to the 25-yard line. About 3 yards there for the tailback of Freedom, Braxton Isaac, in on the stop. Nearly 4 minutes is ticked off here in the third quarter. Liberty on their opening possession went backwards, had to punt, and now Freedom marching down the field. Weaver runs the option, keeps it, and made a bad decision there because Horvan Latimer says, no, sir, no gain on that play. It's third down.
They've had a lot of success running that option this year to the left-hand side, but Latimer that time stays home, does a nice job of wrapping up. You're going to see him come off that edge. There's Fritz coming off in the linebacker spot, but there's Latimer shooting up on the inside, and then the final touch is put in there as well by the rest of the linebacker crew.
Latimer second on the team in tackles coming into the ballgame, 54 of them. Third down and 7. Freedom needs to get inside the 18 of Liberty to move the chains. Reddick motions. Rolling, now throwing, and overthrown intended for Valecki. And he was covered there by Anthony Gonzalez right around the 10-yard line. And Weaver just doesn't look comfortable today in the pocket.
No, he doesn't, and he doesn't look like he has that confidence in the deep ball. He's been all right on the short ball. The deep ball has been a problem for him all afternoon.
And they're going to try what would be a 42-yard field goal here. Jeff Schaefer, the kicker, has 4 field goals this season.
He's a very powerful kicker. He's done a nice job for the Patriots all season long.
He's got the wind at his back out of the hold of Will Valecki. That one's got the distance, and that kick is no good. He hooked it a little bit wide to the left. So Freedom remains scoreless in this ball game, and Liberty still ahead 14-0.
We talked about Schaefer, and nothing to be ashamed about. He's had an outstanding season for the Freedom Pates. He's done a great job of kicking, in tight situations, and he's going to get his chance in the next level to be playing some college football as well as a kicker. So
didn't miss it that much there.
Nope.
So Liberty now from their own 20. This is Brader, and Brader no gain there. Liberty ran the ball at ease in the first half, and the sledding has been tough here in the third quarter.
Well, one of the things that, when you hear some people knock on the Liberty program, they'll say they get stuck in sort of an offensive funk sometimes during the game, and they start giving you too much of a steady dose of one thing instead of spreading the ball out. I think what they did in the first half was much better the way they spread the ball around.
Rivera sprints across the formation, and a flag and a whistle as one of the Freedom players, it might have been Zanoni, who's coming up to kind of show blitz, and I think he came into the neutral zone.
Dead ball. Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
So that will give Liberty 5 yards there, making it about 2nd and 6. Let's take a look here at the motion on the line before the scrimmage.
Yeah, you're going to see how he just comes across, Zanoni does, and puts his foot across the line.
And in high school football, you break that plane, it's an automatic penalty. You cannot get back across the line, so hence the 5-yard penalty. And off here, Brader running right. Brader close to the first down, and he looks to have it at the 30-yard line.
Well, this is one of the things that Brader's done a nice job with this year. He gives him a chance to rest Akeem Smith on the offensive end after he plays so much on defense.
Isaiah Wright making the tackle, but not before a 6-yard gain and a first down for the Canes. Jason Roeder trying to pump up that defense of the Pates. We reached the halfway point of the third quarter. Brader remains in the game as the tailback. Akeem Smith on the sideline. Play action. Gonzalez loads up deep, looking for Rivera, up for grabs and incomplete. Rivera defended there by Pompey and Serrano at the 37-yard line, and that ball kind of fluttered in that strong wind.
Well, this is one thing we talked about. There's one knock on the sophomore quarterback. He'll try to jam the ball into places he shouldn't, that time into double coverage, which wasn't a very knowledgeable thing for him to do there. You need to go and make a better decision.
And not high percentage there. Throwing deep, so now 2nd and 10 following the incompletion from the 30. Klotz is in the backfield. There will be a keeper here. Gonzalez has some room. A flag comes down behind the play at the 32-yard line. Thrown by the referee. Usually that means holding. And that is a preliminary indication. Jermel Lee made the stop on that play, but it's going to be negated by a holding call.
You take a look at the option there to run with the football with Gonzalez. Fakes inside to Klotz at the fullback position and goes to the outside.
During the run, holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It remains second down.
There's been a lot of penalties in this game, both offside and false starts and holdings. You don't see a lot of penalties usually 10th week of the regular season, but we've seen them today. Second down now, 19 yards to go. Ball at the 21-yard line. Line to gain the 40. Gonzalez fakes left, rolls jailbreak screen near side Orlando, and it tripped up there by Lee at the 27-yard line. Otherwise, Orlando is still running. Well-designed play there, but well covered by Freedom.
Yeah, good job by the Patriot D that time. A nice play, you said, as the offensive people sent that one in for Liberty. You see Rivera in motion, then you're going to see that screen across to Orlando coming into the inside. Just tripped up there and finally put down by Tyree Pompey.
3rd and 12 after a 7-yard gain. Street to the top of your screen. 2 receivers left. Gonzalez rolling left. He's going to tuck it and run. Gonzalez needs to get to the 40 for the first down, and he just does. First down for Liberty, a 12-yard pickup by the quarterback. Tackled downfield on that play by Jack Micah. First down for the Hurricanes.
Well, this is what I'm talking about, Kyle. Now he makes a better decision. Now he rolls. He has the ball. He has a lot of time. He doesn't want to push the issue, throw it into coverage, and what is good about him is he's able to run with the football, and he gets the first down.
Well, they are going to bring in the chains to measure, but from our perspective, it appears that Liberty has that first down by at least the length of the football. And that's it. First down and 10 for the Hurricanes, leading 14-0 with 4:23 to go here in the third. Touchdowns in this game belong to Akeem Smith, a 4-yard carry, and then a 15-yard reception from Joey Orlando on a fade pass from Anthony Gonzalez. Coach Muntzman looking on this first down play. Akeem Smith back in the game. He'll take the carry. Jukes and jives running behind his fullback and gets a 5-yard gain. There is a flag down, and the initial indication is 2 men moving at the same time for Liberty. Wright made the tackle on a play that will be negated by yet another flag.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2-man in motion. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
Well, that time they went with Street and Olivo at the receiver spot. They've been alternating those people in and out. That time I think that's where they got caught with the motion penalty.
First and 15 from the 35-yard line. Gonzalez remains in the shotgun. Quarterback draw. Gets a nice block in front of him from Aaron Howard and gets a 6-yard gain to the 41-yard line. Stopped there by Anthony Carter of Freedom.
The thing of it is, we've seen that so many times in the past couple of years, that quarterback draw. You get a lot of yardage out of that, at least 4 or 5 every time they try it. I mean, when you have a person like Akeem Smith in the back, that just gives you so much more. The linebackers have to concentrate on where he's at, gives that quarterback a lot of opportunity to go out front.
And Smith stands next to Gonzalez in the gun. Play action, rolling left, throwing, has a man wide open. It's Devin Street, first down for Liberty at the 43-yard line as Devin Street hauls in another catch for the Liberty Hurricanes, and it's 1st and 10.
We can take a look at Gonzalez once again rolling to his power side, the left side. Street on the reception. First catch of the year for Devin Street.
6', 148-pound junior. Ball at the 43 of Freedom as Liberty moving it down the field here. They'll stay with this shotgun formation. And here's a long chance for Orlando, trying to run under it. Dives to catch it. Yes! Down at the 1-yard line on a 1st and goal for Liberty. Joey Orlando with his own highlight reel this afternoon.
Well, the thing is about Joey Orlando, he wasn't in the last couple series, so he was well rested, and a good call by the offensive staff to come back with a fly pattern down the streaking sidelines was Orlando, and makes another tremendous catch.
Boy, he did such a great job of hauling this in.
Well,
Let's take a look.
We talked earlier, Kyle, about Carter from Freedom with having good genetics. This guy right here has the great genetics as well as that 10-year veteran in the NFL at free safety. And you take a look at Joe doing a great job there of catching that football.
And Akeem Smith takes the carry in for a touchdown, his 2nd touchdown of the ball game, and it is now 20-0. That play basically a formality after that catch by Joey Orlando.
Well, the thing of it is, a lot of schools were looking at Joe Orlando early in the season, and, he was on the cusp of, he could play here, maybe he couldn't play here, but really not a Division I, and I think he's taken that into his psyche the last couple of weeks, and he's made some great performances in the last couple of weeks. He made 2 catches today. They're going to make a lot of heads turn at that Division I level.
Rocky Sawyer's extra point up and good, 21-0. Yeah, those 2 catches from Orlando today, among the best I've seen this year.
A great job by Gonzalez laying that ball out there. He's done a good job today of making right decisions here, and that was a nice pass he threw and just laid it out there.
So Liberty up by 3 scores right now, and a look of concern on the face of Jason Roeder, the head coach of Freedom.
Well, he's done such an outstanding job this year. They've climbed mountains every week. They've made milestones. They've gone where a lot of Freedom teams haven't. They've beat teams that they've struggled with in the past. They got that monkey off their back about being 5-0 at the start of the year, and then ended up losing 5 in a row the last 2 years. He's fought and clawed his way to that position right now, and he's not in a good position right now. But when you look back in this season, he's done an outstanding job of coaching. In my opinion, he'd be one of the candidates for Coach of the Year because he's taken a program that really wasn't expected to do something and made a lot out of it.
Really impressive how competitive this LVC was this year. Seems like everybody was beating everybody when you get to the upper 2/3 of this conference. There are no gimmies in the league this year. In fact, you look at Parkland, Liberty, Whitehall, Freedom, Easton, Emmaus, even Central Catholic and Becca. None of those games are automatic wins, that's for sure. And on the kick return here, Todd Persinko, one of the upmen, will take it out to the 46-yard line. And again, Freedom with good field position here, but trailing by 3 scores, they absolutely need to take advantage of it right now.
Well, you see the drive, 10 plays, 80 yards, 4:49 on the time. Akeem Smith with the 1-yard touchdown run to make it happen for the Hurricanes.
And again, it's up to Joseph Weaver to try to get things going. Look at some of those the crazies in the student section.
You know, that's the thing that started a couple years ago here with that student section, and it's been a big help, and it's been a tradition to pass it on.
Weaver rockets one down the middle of the field, intended for Freitas, and defended by Joey Orlando and Devin Street. I just want to know what possesses you to get up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm going to wear a banana outfit to a football game today.
Well, you know what it is, Kyle. You're trying to beat everybody else in your class. You're trying to be dumber than the next guy. You know, and that banana outfit's pretty good.
I just hope it's a leftover from like Halloween earlier this week, and it wasn't something that you picked up on the way to the stadium today. 2nd and 10 from the 46. Play action rolling is Weaver. Hit as he's thrown by Beal. Completes it to Freitas. Right at the midfield stripe, tackled by Street, and boy, did Weaver take a shot from Brendan Beal on that play.
Well, now you got the ideal situation if you're a defensive player, because, you know, the gates are open. The floodgates are open now. You know they're going to want to throw the football. You know they're down 21-0. They're going to need to throw the football. So those linebackers are going to have a field day now, taking shots inside.
3rd and about 6. There's Weaver's numbers, just completing 1/3 of his passes and averaging 5 yards per completion. Liberty showing blitz off the outside edge, and here they come. Weaver flares one out, and it's overthrown, intended for Valecki, who had a step or two on Anthony Gonzalez. And I'm kind of surprised, actually, at this point that Freedom's going to punt. Thought they might go for it here with the ball at midfield.
Well, you feel sorry for that boy right there, Joe Weaver, because of the fact that he's had such an outstanding season. You see he's really down on himself right now. It's just he's been very wild today, probably more than he's been any game this year. He's really played within himself, and, you know, he's single-handedly beat Becca with that run on that bootleg, so he's had a tremendous season. Just feel bad that in a big rivalry game he's overthrown his receivers quite a lot today.
Valecki, a high spiral punt. Fair catch called for and made at the 15-yard line there by Orlando. 35 yards on the punt with no return, and it's first down for Liberty with $1:08 to go in quarter number 3. If you're just tuning in, I'm Kyle Berger alongside Jim Wills, Regina Potocny with us as well. You saw Mike Zambelli in the open, but needs to rest those vocal cords for the playoffs coming up, and we wish Mike a speedy recovery. And I made the call to the bullpen today and said, hey, do the game. I had nothing better to do.
Yeah, you're doing an excellent job, if I might add.
Thank you, sir. 5 different receivers have caught passes from Gonzalez in this ball game. You had a look at his numbers. And here on first down, it's a running play for Liberty's Akeem Smith. And he will pick up a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8.
Well, the thing you got to look for, you know, Gonzalez came into a very, very precarious situation. He replaced, you know, as you see Akeem Smith's numbers there, 16 for 73, 2 touchdowns and a 4.7 average.
And that includes a 13-yard negative run.
Right, and some great defensive plays as well. But when you look at Gonzalez, he had to take over for Dan Percy, the big 33 player of the game, you know, the Pennsylvania player of the year. You know, he had big shoes to fill, and, you know, he quietly has had his tremendous season. Like I said in the beginning of the game, he doesn't get a lot of notoriety because of Akeem Smith and Joey Orlando and all the other people, and Beal being on the defensive side. But when you look at how things have to work, it has to start at the quarterback position. And he's done an outstanding job of leading this team as a sophomore.
Smith to the 20 for a 3-yard gain, tackled there by Anthony Carter. And that is going to do it for quarter number 3. Liberty scores the only touchdown of the 3rd quarter. It comes on an Akeem Smith 1-yard touchdown run, and they'll take a 21-0 lead to the final frame. Back with the 4th quarter right after this. You're on 2 Sports.
Phillipsburg Easton Honda. We treat you right and make sure you get the right car at the right price. But did you hear about the Phillipsburg Easton Honda Edge? You get free service loaner cars, a $500 coupon book, and lots of other great stuff from Phillipsburg Easton Honda. And right now, to make room for construction crews, grab these great savings.
Drive the redesigned 08 Accord sedan for only $199 a month, or buy the 38 MPG Honda Fit for only $13,950.
Visit us on Route 22 across from the Phillipsburg Mall, or check us out at phillipsburgeastonhonda.com.
Liberty 21, Freedom nothing in this battle for the Bethlehem City Championship. Hurricanes with 258 yards of total offense and a very even distribution of those yards. And you see for Freedom, the passing game just has not been clicking today. 20 passing yards, 132 overall. Here's an interception. Intercepted by Jamel Lee, and he's down the sideline inside the 10 and knocked out of bounds on the far sideline there. For Jamel Lee, his first interception of the season, the 12th as a team for Freedom, and that is a big turnover here, giving the Patriots an opportunity to cut into that 21-0 lead.
Well, we talk about good decisions. This time, once again, a poor one, but when you have a sophomore, you're going to be up and down. Take a look at it here. Now he goes to the outside. There's triple coverage out here, and he throws. He's too short for Rivera. 3 players out there. You see Lee, you see Wright, and you see number 14 as well out there, Zanoni, as he intercepts that ball and takes it down to the 9-yard line.
6th interception of the year for Gonzalez as the quarterback for Liberty. First and goal from the 9-yard line. Handoff. They go to Isaiah Wright, right down to the 4-yard line. Brendan Beal in on the tackle after a 5-yard gain. 2nd and goal. And this is a situation here where it's so beneficial for Freedom to get this field position. They can score and score quickly and not use up too much time, which is quickly becoming a factor in this game. A look at Brendan Beal. 2nd and goal. Handoff. This one goes to Lee. Jamel Lee in for the Patriots touchdown.
Nice job by the left side of the offensive line there. You see number 75 getting up. John Kazmarek, he's done a nice job on that left side all afternoon. Finally, they get some points on the board for the Patriots with Jamel Lee going in.
That's kind of a nice thing there for Lee getting the interception. He'll get the touchdown as well as they feed him the football. A chance to make it a 14-point game here is Jeff Schaefer on for the extra point attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. It is 21-7 as Freedom cashes in on an interception on the first play of the 4th quarter. 2 plays later, it's a Jamel Lee 4-yard touchdown run, and it's a 2-score game now.
So you take a look at nice hole opened up, as we said, by number 75 there, John Kazmarek. You can take a look at it. He goes inside, seals that block. Lee does the rest on his own. Great job by number 52 as well, the center, Kyle Schoenberger, opening up that hole in the middle.
Certainly appeared that going into the 4th quarter, as long as Liberty did not give Freedom any life, they were going to walk away with this one, but a turnover there gets Freedom right back into this football game.
And you see the drive, 2 plays, 9 yards, 38 seconds. Jamel Lee, the 4-yard TD run, all set up by the interception.
Seen a couple of big kick returns in this ball game that have been maybe one step away from going to the house. Schaefer will kick it down the field, and it is Brader from the 10. Here he goes up the middle. Brader runs over a man and is tackled at the 27-yard line. Logan Davis will haul him down. First down for the Canes with 11:06 to go in the ball game. Should be noted as well that Freedom used a timeout early in the 3rd quarter, so they only have 2 remaining.
Good point, Kyle. That might hurt them down the stretch here. They had to use a timeout there early in that 3rd period.
Backs in the I formation. Smith, the deep man. And here's Smith. Up the middle behind some blocks. We'll take it across the 30 to the 31-yard line. stopped by Christian O'Connor of the Patriots.
Well, this is the thing that the Hurricanes can do to you if the offensive line comes through for them, is they can really control the football and run Smith on a number of, you're going to see a heavy dose of Smith on this drive. If that offensive line can produce, they can move those chains with a heavy dose of Smith in the backfield.
Klotz offset as the fullback in front of Smith, and Smith will follow Klotz into the secondary and has a first down at the 39-yard line, picking up 8 yards. First down and 10 for Liberty, and that's kind of the name of the game right now for the Hurricanes. Move the chains and run the clock.
You're going to take a look once again. Nice job inside by Fritz. And also Aaron Howard inside number 55 doing a nice job to open up that hole. Smith does a lot of that on his own once he gets through.
First and 10, spot the ball at the 40-yard line. Rivera across the formation. Patriots showing blitz. Flag comes down as Smith dances around a couple of would-be tacklers and will be out of bounds near sideline at the 48-yard line. And we'll see about the flag on the play. It is holding against Liberty. See if we can pick it up here.
Yeah, you take a look in the backfield. Good call by the officials.
Looks like Mike Fritz had a
holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
Mike Fritz had a hold of Anthony Carter. That's the guilty party there. That will drop Liberty back. Penalties, I'm sure Tim Muntzman will talk about it after the game, have to be a concern going into the postseason at this point.
Well, we talked about that last week as we said down at Cottingham, and it's continued this week even though they're up right now 21-7. Been a few issues that need to be worked on, and that is one of them right there, the penalty situation.
Gonzalez back in the shotgun, quarterback draw here. Gonzalez to the 39-yard line. Close to 10 yards on that pickup. But still, it'll be a long yardage situation here for Liberty.
It's going to be a 2nd and 12 here as the clock is winding down under 9:25 right now.
3 receivers in this formation. Rader in the slot. Another quarterback draw here. And that one going nowhere as Gonzalez swallowed up by that defensive line. Anthony Carter, another tackle. He has played a great game for Freedom. A big fella there along that defensive line, 6'1", 255.
Yeah, number 66 has done an outstanding job of make sure that he was in the right space at the right time. There you take a look at him there. Coach Roeder told me he's getting a couple of looks from a lot of people now that have started to look at some of the other people on the team, but as soon as they saw the films, they said, who's that number 66? And he's starting to impress a few people.
Even when he's lying on his back, he can make a tackle, as we saw right there. Here's 3rd and 11. Blitz coming. Gonzalez rolls around the pressure, throws on the run, and we'll see where they spot Joey Orlando. Very close to the first down. He fell down as he made that catch at the 49. And based on the initial spot, this is going to be super close. I mean, we're standing from our location right on the 50-yard line and looking straight across the field. This might be 1 or 2 links of the chain here.
Orlando's coming off the field. Looks like he hurt himself on that play as well.
So you saw that much, about an inch is all it takes. As Orlando, as Jim mentioned, comes off the field, he is on all fours on the sideline behind the team. We'll see if we can pick up what happens here on this catch.
Looks like he ends up hitting on his hip.
It just kind of landed awkwardly, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I think you see the grimace on his face as he gets up.
Liberty training staff taking a look at him. And here is 4th down and inches coming up, and you see Orlando knows how important this play is, despite the fact he is hobbled. He got himself into a position on the sideline where he can see this play. Quarterback sneak and a first down. Gonzalez across the 50 to the 48 of Freedom. And that fourth down conversion will keep that clock running. It's at 7:51 right now. It'll start when they spot the football. Liberty extending this possession with a 2-touchdown lead.
Well, the thing that you look at here right now, especially with that injury to Orlando, if you look back at the last 3 years, and maybe even the fourth year, every time that Liberty's gone into the playoff stretch, they've ended up losing a big-time player in that stretch, and you sure hope that that's not the case with Orlando right now.
Here's Smith tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Jack Micah was there for the Patriots, as well as Kyle Peters, all 6'3", 325 of them.
If you look back, Trevor Van Akron got hurt at the Wyoming Valley West game. Ray Levo broke a leg last year in one of the playoff games. Obviously, the Andres Morales situation when he got thrown out of the football game. And so it's been something that has been a curse for them the last couple of years, and you sure hope that doesn't fall upon the shoulders of Orlando.
Straight running play here for Gonzalez, and Anthony with a first down again, taking it inside the 39. A 10-yard gain for the Liberty quarterback, stopped by Muzica.
Now you see Orlando on the sidelines flexing that leg. Looks like it's all right.
And again, they're going to measure for the first down. Here's a look at that last play. A designed run all the way and a lot of blockers in front of Gonzalez.
And he does a nice job of letting Klotz go out there and get in front of him. He doesn't rush the play. He doesn't go up through it quicker than he should. Lets his blockers do their job.
And after the measurement, it is a first down for Liberty.
And you see Brendan Beal on the sidelines practicing snaps. Joe Orlando is the long snapper.
Is there anything Brendan Beal can't do? That's the question. Let's head down to Regina on the sideline. Reg?
Thanks, Kyle. With Liberty moving the chains one more time here in the fourth quarter, Coach Monsman told me this week something that's been improving for us week in and week out is our offensive line. And we found a way to get it done. What we've done is we got a better job of our sub patterns. They're moving a lot of people in and out of the line. I don't know if you guys noticed up there, but 3 or 4 guys are coming in and out every play, so it's kept us fresh and we're ready to go. And obviously it's working today.
Liberty is already in clock milking mode as Gonzalez let the play clock run all the way down before handing off to Smith up the middle. This drive started more than 5 minutes ago at the 11-12 mark. And Liberty just going about 3-4 yards down the field on each play. And in doing so, takes about 40-45 seconds off the clock on each play. There you see Orlando. There's his numbers. 4 receptions, 74 yards, and 1 touchdown. And Coach Muntzman saying, how we doing? I think he's okay.
He's probably saying something. Are you going to fake that injury any longer, Joe? Or can we put you back in?
And again, you'll see Gonzalez come under center, wait for the play clock to wind down. Then he'll take the snap and pitch it. This is Brader. Brader to the 32-yard line. About a 5 or so yard gain there, setting up what will be a third down for Liberty. Pompey gets another tackle for the Patriots.
You see Brader checking out of the game. Akeem Smith checking back in. Brader being attended to by the training staff as well.
Third down conversions even in this game. Both teams 3 out of 8. Now just 4:40 and counting to go in this game as we remind you that the fourth quarter is brought to you by Kleckner's with 2 locations to serve you in Whitehall and Emmaus. Quarterback sweep here out of the shotgun. Gonzalez looks like he's got a first down, and he does, tackled by Jermel Lee. Gonzalez lost his helmet in that fracas, but has a first down for Liberty.
You take a look at design quarterback keeper once again. Klotz with a nice block on right to the outside. Ends up getting the first down. finally brought down by Jamel Lee.
Clock running. This will be the 12th play of this drive. Pretty impressive here for Liberty.
I'd like to give thanks to both athletic directors, Sam Seneca and Fred Harris, for setting up everything today, and hospitality as well downstairs. They did a very good job, and it's been a very good spectacle for the Bethlehem School District to bring everybody together. Two teams. It's really an accomplishment to see two teams from the same school district have such successful years in 1 year. I think that's one of the things a lot of people don't realize. They're not one school, they're separate schools, and they've had a lot of success in both programs this year, and that goes to both Coach Monsman and Coach Schrader for fine years.
Muntzman calls timeout here. That's the first for Liberty here in the second half, with the Hurricanes leading it 21-7. Down to Regina on the sidelines.
Kyle, you guys are talking about the both teams and how they had such successful years. Well, Coach Schroeder challenged his team back in week number 3. They started off 2-0. They lost 2 in a row. He challenged them. He said, we have to do something in October. If we want to be considered a good football team here in the Lehigh Valley Conference, October is our month. They went 5-0, ending out September through October, and they wore stickers on their helmets just as a team thing. They all had October written across themselves just to keep them focused and driving. Today, obviously, October's over, and it says family.
Thanks a lot, Regina, and family across the front of their helmets, and the football team becomes a family over the course of a season and even the off season, and team chemistry can go a very long way for you when you get into these important games. Here's Akeem Smith hurdling a man. He'll be tackled by Isaiah Wright at the 21-yard line, and Jason Roeder will call timeout for Freedom, and that is the Pates' second charge timeout in the second half. It comes with 3:46 to go, and Liberty keep moving that ball down the field with this 2-touchdown lead.
We're going to take a look at George Yasso Jr. there. Tells us, thinking about the basketball season coming up with the George Yasso Classic to be coming up soon.
Now, let's take a look now at the Walters' great play of the ball game. I have a feeling what we're going to see here. Yep, diving catch by Joey Orlando. Wow.
Talk about the technique and the speed and the hand. He's got it all right there, and that shows you the second great catch of the day.
We mentioned that tip-off classic, the banquet at Johnston Hall on November 13th. It's a girls-boys doubleheader. Doug Collins, former 76ers player, will be there. All the games at Freedom: Liberty against Notre Dame on November 30th, Becca against Catasauqua on December 1st, and Freedom against Allen also on December 1st. That's coming up in a couple of weeks. And here, Grader takes the carry to the 17-yard line, and he is close to a first down, and we have an injured player down behind the play. And Freedom's training staff is going to come out and take a look. That is Mike Zanoni down and shaken up after that play.
2008.
You take a look at Anthony Gonzalez. We talked about him. 10 for 14, 138 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 poor decision on that interception, but has done an outstanding job of guiding this team. It's tough to come in here, and only a sophomore, and the expectations are high. That's the trouble, Kyle. When you came to a program that 2 years in a row went to the state finals, expectations are super high.
64 rushing yards as well for Gonzalez, and that'll make it 202 yards of total offense as they continue to look at Mike Zanoni, a guy that injured his shoulder last week, but they appear to be looking at his right leg at this point. Liberty leading at 21-7. 2 touchdowns by Akeem Smith in the game, another by Joey Orlando. Freedom scored a touchdown on the third play of quarter number 4, and Jamel Lee walked it in from 4 yards out, and Zanoni needs some help to get to that far sideline.
You take a look at the knee injury to Mike Zanoni.
Two-way starter for Freedom, is played at tight end as well as a linebacker in this ball game. That Freedom crowd looking on Liberty leading 21-7 here with 3.5 to go in the ball game. A third down with 1 yard to gain from the 18. It's a quarterback sneak for Gonzalez, and he will be close to the first down. Not sure if he got it. We'll have to wait and see.
Tackle by Peters and McMahon and Carter.
And it is a first down.
Another guy up front there that hasn't got a lot of recognition, number 62, Chris Smith, the center. 6'2", 250-pound senior, has done an outstanding job, running out of shotgun a lot. And with that sophomore quarterback underneath you, he's done a great job of guiding him as well. You need a great center when you have a sophomore at your quarterback for the first year, so he needs a lot of kudos as well up front with that offensive line. He helped that time to get that first down.
Smith behind Klotz in the I formation, and again you'll see Gonzalez kind of stand out from under center and wait for the back judge to inform him that there's 5 seconds left on the play clock, and now he'll come under center and hand it off to Smith. Smith dancing toward the outside, a spin move and a one-on-one tackle made by Jermel Lee, and clock stopped here as Freedom is going to use their final timeout of the ball game, which will stop things with 2:43 to go in this 21-7 game.
Well, we talk about the Freedom season, and it will not end because I'm sure they will get a bid to the Eastern Conference, which we talked about, Mike and I talked about extensively last night. That's going to be one heck of a tournament, that Eastern Conference tournament, and Freedom would be a prime candidate to get one of the bids for that after the successful season that they had. And hopefully for them, they get a chance to be in the Eastern Conference because that's done a whale of a job for a lot of teams. Matter of fact, Parkland a couple years ago won that Eastern Conference. Emmaus won it last year, and all have proven to catapult themselves into that sub-regional playoff this year.
I remind you to tune in to the Lehigh Valley sports scene here on 2 Sports weeknights, 6 o'clock at 9:30 p.m. Reminder as well, coming up after we're done at 4:30 p.m. here on 2 Sports, it is tape delayed coverage of Allen against Deeruff in that Battle of Allentown up at J. Bernie Crum Stadium. Second down and 11 here from the 18-yard line. Freedom can no longer stop the clock in this game. Brader dances in the backfield, has a little bit of room, and will get it to about the 11-yard line. Tackled downfield there by Kyle Peters.
You take a look at Brandon Brader right there, number 20, and he's been the spot back. Done a great job of coming in here. Coach McLaren, the running backs coach, said, he's really come into his own. He's really provided us with a great opportunity. Once that Akeem Smith is, worn out most of the time, we get to go with Brader, and Brader always comes in with the fresh legs. And he was a big key in that win last week against Easton when he broke that run.
Line to gain is the 7 of Freedom. And Gonzalez will let this clock tick down to about 1:55 before he snaps the football. Play action. How about this fake? Gonzalez, all sorts of room. First down to the 5. Dives for the pylon, and he's in for the touchdown. Anthony Gonzalez adds another. 27-7. Liberty leads.
Well, they bid on that fake again for the run inside. Gonzalez bootlegs it for the touchdown.
A great play call there. Seemingly everybody on Freedom's defense keying on Brandon Brader, the tailback. Gonzalez played out the fake beautifully. And a great effort to get into the end zone. Extra point kick is up and good from Rocky Sawyer. 28-7, Liberty leads with 106 seconds remaining in this contest.
Well, the one thing that we didn't talk about this afternoon is you're going to take a look here at the bootleg by Gonzalez as he goes around that right side. He knows exactly where he has to go on that pylon, makes it into the corner for the touchdown. Is the fact that this group has had a lot of pressure put on them. The back-to-back state championship appearances by the other two groups. You don't want to be the group that doesn't make it into the sub-regionals, doesn't make it into the playoffs and do some damage and make it to that District 11 championship game. A lot of pressure on a lot of these kids for the Hurricanes. They've come through this year in flying colors with a great season. Only that one loss to Becca in mid-season, same as last year.
It was interesting looking at that last angle on the replay, which was a great shot. In the background, you could see the Freedom coach is going, oh no. You could tell as soon as that ball fake was given that Gonzalez would be able to walk into the end zone, and he did just that. So Liberty to kick off here, leading 28-7, and they will squib it down the field. It is taken there by Colin Freitas. And Freitas to the 33. First down, Freedom. As you look at that scoring drive, how about that? That might be one of the most impressive drives by anybody this year. 17 plays, 9 minutes and 26 seconds, and Gonzalez capped it with an 11-yard touchdown run.
Well, that's why I said to you before, Kyle, that they have the ability to really chew up the clock. And that's one of the things that's been impressive about them down the stretch. As Coach Monsman told Regina, he's been impressed with his offensive line, and you can give a lot of the credit to the offensive line for that drive.
Yeah, it certainly seemed like they wore down the Patriots' defensive line. It was a pretty big-sized bunch on that drive. First down, Weaver flushed out of the pocket, he'll run. Weaver still on his feet, has a first down, and he is knocked down at the 49-yard line, tackled by Devin Gainoski. That will be a first down following a 13-yard gain. And Freedom's going to have to go no huddle here. Weaver will throw again, and he short-hopped his intended receiver, Yusef Reddick, at the 43-yard line. So 2nd and 10 now for the Pates.
Well, the games that Mike and I have done this year with the Patriots in, Yusef Reddick has done an outstanding job of getting involved. Today, the Hurricanes have shut him down, and that's somebody that they probably would have gotten a lot of things out of, but they really haven't got anything out of Yusef Reddick today, which really didn't help their cause.
That secondary for Liberty pretty darn good, and they're playing right now with most of the second team in there. But that first team defense for Liberty, very impressive. Here's a throw almost intercepted. It was knocked down there by Steven Grizzle. As he threw it between two receivers there, did Weaver. And Grizzle, as they say on defense, if you touch it, you should have caught it. I'm sure that's what he's thinking right now.
It almost looked like that one hit him right in the face mask. Steven Grizzle, one of the seniors playing out there at defensive back.
On third down, right down the seam, there is Reddick. He's into the open field. Reddick to the 20, cuts back at the 10, and Reddick is in for the touchdown with 1:01 to go. We're just saying how Reddick seems to rise to the occasion. It took him a while, but he comes up with a touchdown catch here of 49 yards, and it's 28-13.
Well, this is what I was talking about before. He was very, very good in the games that we saw this year. He made some great catches during the season for them and did a very good job on special teams as well. So there you see the ability of Yusef Reddick.
Schaefer to kick the extra point, and presumably after this, an onside kick.
Last week, Reddick had a 27-yard end around and one reception for 47 yards. So it took a while for him to get here, but he's made his presence known here at the end of the game.
Kick is up and good. It's 28-14, and now Coach Jason Roeder will plan his onside kick that will be upcoming here. And basically, if Freedom does not get this onside kick and recover it successfully, this one is over.
You take another look at Coach Roeder. Outstanding job in his tenure at Freedom High School. Not going to outwork him. He's done an outstanding job. They've been in the weight room. They did a lot of passing scrimmages, speed camp. Kids are committed. You said, Reg was telling you about the things on the helmets. You know, he can go to bed tonight feeling all right because he gave it his best shot. His team didn't perform as well as he thought they could today, but he's done an outstanding job this year.
So here's the onside kick attempt as you look at that short scoring drive by the Patriots, capped by that 49-yard catch and run by kicking it to the far side of the field. I see Brendan Beal is in there for Liberty as well. Here's Schaefer's kick. Takes that high hop. By Freitas. Freedom has it. Did the ball go 10 yards, though? That is the question. That is the question, and the referees are conferring right now. Has to get to the 50 before the Patriots touch it, and I don't think that it did.
It didn't. When you take a look at it, we have the best angle in the house on it right here, sitting where our spot is, and you can see it did not go to 10 yards. Here, take a look at it right here. You can see there's 5. Right there takes the big bounce.
Oh, man, that is close, but a good call. The ball certainly had not reached the 50. Freitas was across the 50, but he had kind of reached back to pick that up, and that's a good call.
The thing of it is, Kyle, you can't be up in the air and do that. You got to be on the ground.
And a beautiful onside kick by Jeff Schaefer, but unfortunately for Freedom, they're about a half yard away from recovering it. And taking a knee there is Anthony Gonzalez. He'll have to do it one more time. And then this game belongs to the Liberty Hurricanes. So Liberty will finish the regular season with a 9-1 record and will finish an outright second in the Lehigh Valley Conference behind Parkland at 8-1. Freedom will finish the regular season 7-3, 6-3 in the Lehigh Valley Conference. Hurricanes win it over the Patriots 28-14. This game's certainly exciting. We expected a raucous atmosphere. We got that, and got a competitive game between the two Bethlehem schools, Liberty and Freedom. Tim Muntzman shaking hands with his coaching counterparts. And Liberty rolls into the playoffs on the heels of this victory in the Bethlehem City rivalry.
Well, you saw that sigh of relief there by Coach Muntzman. He knew coming in that this was going to be a big game, one of the biggest Liberty Freedom games in a long time as far as what it was going to do for the sub-regional playoff standings, and a sigh of relief as he came back after shaking those hands. And the coaches, you know, when you're in a town, when both schools are in the same town, coaches are very good friends, and it's a great rivalry. See, the thing, when you look at the sub-regionals, as you see Akeem Smith there coming back after shaking hands as well, and you look at the sub-regional standings, you're going to see a lot of things that, you know, that come out of this. As we said, Liberty probably moving to the number 2 spot. We said this is all possibilities, but the way we look at it, that's the way it's going to happen, looking at the number 2 spot.
Let's head down to Regina Potocny as she's got Akeem Smith.
That's right. I'm here with the Yakos player of the game, Akeem, and obviously talk about your team's efforts. You guys come out here and got the job done today.
I mean, we wanted to win a game in Bethlehem today because we lost to Becker early in the season, and we had to prove this win and everything. So, I don't know. It was a great win. We fought hard all 4 quarters.
You guys came out really intense today. You know, something you guys seem to be lacking at points during the season. What was it? Just the rivalry?
I mean, the key to this victory was coming out in the first half and playing hard, because we usually come out strong in the second half. So we came out strong in the first half, and we executed through the second half, and it carried out.
This week you guys talked about this being such a confidence booster going into sub-regionals. Yeah. What does this mean for your program?
I mean, now we have 2 seed in the playoffs, and we play a weaker opponent, so it put us in a good position for the playoffs. That was the most important thing.
How much fun did you have out there today?
It was a lot of fun.
All right, congratulations, Akeem. Guys, back up to you.
Thanks a lot, Regina. A 5-game winning streak snapped by Freedom at the hands of Liberty, and here is the Yakos player of the game. A look at the highlight reel of Akeem Smith.
Well, you see him dip that shoulder and go inside, outside, 23 carries, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns, but what's most impressive there is he took that bobbled handoff and made a great thing out of a busted play, is the fact that when they needed him in that 3rd and 4th quarter to carry the football, he did a great job. There you see him in that first half scoring that touchdown, but the key for him and why I think he's the player of the game is because he didn't put the ball on the carpet today, which he's been known to do in the past, and he really did a good job in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Well, that's a great point, Jim, as Liberty took care of the ball for the most part throughout this game. Just 1 turnover as Anthony Gonzalez threw an interception, but at the end of the day, no worries for those Liberty Hurricanes as they are now moving forward into the postseason. With the loss, Freedom eliminated from the District 11, 2, and 4 sub-regional. Emmaus is now in at the number 8 seed. the way we project it, and those playoffs will start next week. Victorious Liberty Hurricanes 28-14 over Freedom. That is your final score, and that is going to do it from Frank Banco Field. So now for all of us here at 2 Sports, our director Andy Himmelwright, our broadcast partners Regina Patachny and Jim Wills, and best wishes for a speedy recovery to Mike Zambelli. I'm Kyle Berger. We'll talk to you next time on 2 Sports. Have a good afternoon.
A lot of companies say they'll customize your home, but at Spectrum Homes, we actually do. From floor plan to facade, from carpentry to cabinetry, your fingerprint is on every part of the blueprint. After all, your home is an expression of who you are. Your wants, your needs, and your lifestyle. Spectrum Homes. The difference is in the details.
Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy has been making life easier for you, the name you trust most when you need your prescription filled. That's because getting your prescription right is our #1 priority, and only Walters Pharmacy delivers anywhere in Allentown for free. Our wide selection of health products and mobile equipment, as well as our convenient hours, make Walters Pharmacy the fast and convenient choice.
I went to Walters Pharmacy and they were able to supply all of my child's needed medications.
I call Walters Pharmacy for all my prescriptions and healthcare items and have them delivered to my door.
Walters Pharmacy in Allentown.
Do your children understand that a garage door isn't a toy? It's important that they realize how heavy it is and why they should never run underneath it or touch any parts while the door's moving. Don't let them play with the remote. And mount wall controls where small hands can't reach.
Brought to you by ABE Doors and Windows, the Valley's garage door headquarters for sales and selection, along with routine maintenance and expert guaranteed repairs. ABE Doors and Windows, because quality doesn't cost, it pays.
The preceding has been a presentation of 2 Sports, the leader in local sports coverage.